Welcome to the Strimstream, everybody. Happy Halloween, or Night Revels, or whatever you'd like to call it. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be doing some super cool stuff within Dungeons & Dragons Online because it's the Night Revels. Number one, because it is the Night Revels, you can see that big-ass pumpkin floating right over here. Terrifying pumpkin, I'm going to tell you that much. Or there's a dude standing in front of it. I can't control other people, unfortunately. Yeah, we're doing some cool stuff today because I'm going to show off this cool Night Revels event that is currently in Dungeons & Dragons Online. That's going to be spending most of the tonight working on and doing, so I'm going to showcase, all of the most fun aspects, the cool little dungeons you could do, stuff like that. And of course I am in costume. It is in fact Halloween. It is Night Revels, so hopefully I'll actually be able to get a costume in-game, although I don't know if I will be farming it enough tonight to get a costume in-game. We'll see. And if I fit all the Night Revel stuff early, I'll be trying to do some other stuff, maybe some spooky, scary quests, but we'll see. To go along with all of this, I have like a big bowl of candy. It looks like it's actually just Reese Cups, so it might be it's just Reese Cups. There's also, I think there's like other stuff in this bowl. Anyway, I'm going to be eating candy and playing video games because that is what Halloween is all about. So, what is the Night Revels? What is that? What is that? It's this cool little event that happens every year where you go and Jarasco is suddenly covered in darkness. Like, look at that. Look how dark that sky is. Terrifying, man. And there's all sorts of people going into this graveyard. Because when you go into the graveyard, there's different options. You don't just go in, there's level-based. Because there's cool challenges, crazy monsters, the dead are rising back to life. Now that's very common in Stormreach. The dead are pretty much alive all the time. You've got the dead in crypts, you've got like House Drasco, pretty much the dead never even go away, you know. But by doing little stuff here in Delira's Graveyard, by killing monsters and doing the little special bonus quests that they have, you can then go to Joe Candymaker, this pumpkin here, and you can embrace the darkness. So, ready to embrace the darkness? I'm the Candy Maker. So, talk to the Candy Maker, click to see the list, and there's a lot of really cool items. A couple of them I'm going to try to showcase here and kind of tell you which ones you may want to go for, depending on the style of gamer that you are. So, if you're collecting gear, or not so much gear, but like cosmetics, there are a couple of really good ones you want to consider. First, there's the new ones, the Reaper's Plate Mail and the Reaper's Helm. They look awesome. They look once you wear it, you'll look just like one of them helmed horrors, and those things are terrifying, so I highly recommend it. It is very cool. On top of that, we have an item here, like the Sweet Cinnamon Cloud. This is a cool item that doesn't go away when you use it. So you can use it whenever you want, and it gives you a buff for 1 hour that gives you dodge bonus equal to your listen score. Now, most people don't have a lot of listen score, but basically what that means is that if I scroll down to my listen right here, my listen 26, I get 26 bonus to my dodge. So if you actually just have some points in the listen skill, you can substitute this in for having any dodge items. So you don't even need to have dodge items as long as you have points in the listen skill, which is kind of nice. You also have the Dark Caramel Bite, which is just 5 Festa bonus to physical resistance rating. Nothing great. But there's a couple really crazy items. Hat of the Night Hag gives you 5% magical discount. You might consider that as being good, but you get 5% discount from a bunch of different items now, so it's not really that great, especially the epic items that give 10%. But Hood of Unrest. Gain a 50% festive bonus to dodge for 20 seconds that ignores your dodge cap. This is a crazy item. It breaks all the time, so you want to make sure you do an adamantine ritual. But something like this, you just use it once per dungeon, and it pretty much gives you 50% dodge bonus. So if you're a character like mine that can get up to over 50% dodge, with this it's 100% dodge. So it's a pretty crazy little clicky you can get there. Next, is it Death Smile? No, not these ones. These ones are terrible because it's just a D6. There's the Reveler's Regalia. With the Reveler's Regalia and the Hat of the Night Hag, this essentially makes you look like a witch, which is kind of cool. But the Reveler's Regalia, along with the Deliter's Docent, gives you this crazy plus 25% Festa bonus to spell critical damage for 90 seconds. I don't know why that exists, and it shouldn't be in the game, but it is, so you can get this, and it does crazy, crazy damage. It's a cool cosmetic on its own. I actually don't know what the Deliter's Docent looks like, so I'm going to be honest. You can also get brooms, if you want to have that broom fantasy, have like a nice broom. I don't know if these items aren't very good. And then finally, the other important thing is diamonds. So these diamonds, they're augments, both wisdom and intelligence. They're festive bonuses, so they stack with everything. So if you get the opportunity to go ahead and grab yourself some either festive wisdom or festive intelligence, I highly, highly recommend it. Because it's something that might last with you for a long time. You can constantly take that stat out of items with the Jeweler's Toolkits, and you keep this forever, and this is a stacking bonus. If you ever think you're going to play a Wisdom-based character, or you ever think you're going to play an Intelligence-based character, make sure you pick one of these up, because it's perfect for endgame. Plus one of your DCs, yeah, right there. Then you got the grenades. These allow you to change people's heads, which is kind of cool. And then you got the potion of the Party Pooper, which stops people from doing that. Bam. There's some potions you can get. Sun flasks, stuff like that, just goofy little things. And then you can get these Maybar crystals. So if you have the extra chocolate when the event is over, just dump them all into Maybar crystals. The chocolate's going to go away at the end of the event, at the end of the year. So pick up as many of these crystals as you can, and you get to summon like cool little monsters that can follow you around. It's great for TRing because they can tank bosses and stuff for you. So if you just happen to have extra chocolate, I highly recommend it. What else do we have here? Then we have the actual items, like the Cloak of Night, stuff like that. I don't know if these items are actually good or not. I don't think any of them are good or worth it investing. Like Docent, it gives like Nightmare Guard, Ghostly. Like it seems like it's a pretty good cloak, but I can just imagine other cloaks fitting that void. So I'm not really a big fan of any of these little items, like the Wraps of Endless Light, stuff like that. All these just don't really appeal to me personally. But you might find something useful in this set of items here. Then, Cosmetic Hat, Jack-O-Lantern. Ooh, you get a pumpkin head. Or Cosmetic Hat, Maybarian Head Spider. So I think the Head Spider would be really cool. Both of these seem awesome. And then finally, you have 3 more augments, Ghostbane, Vampire Slayer, and Endless Night. Ghostbane is really good because it gives you Ghost Touch. That's actually extremely useful if you don't have a Ghost Touch to touch incorporeals. So definitely worth it if you are playing a melee. Vampire Slayer just makes your weapons damage type silver. Not really a concern. But it could come in handy at some point. But in most cases, you don't really need to worry about damage, like silver damage. There aren't any important vampires. But the Ruby of Endless Night is actually kind of nice. Just gives a negative level on Vorpal, and it applies to pretty much any weapon. So very useful, especially for fast attacking characters like monks with hand wraps, things like that. And of course, you get a Strimstream certificate. So cool stuff, cool rewards, and I'm going to show you how to get some of that stuff this weekend, or this week. The Night Revels is ending on November 6th, which is Sunday. So you have from now until Sunday to get your shit. So we're going to get some shit. That's what we're going to do. Now the first thing you check is, are there any farming groups up? So I'm just going to go ahead, bounce to the bottom. Go ahead and load up the list here and look. I don't know if this is a farming group or not. But we're going to do key farming. So what is key farming? Well, to do the little quests, you have to get keys. Do I have any keys? I don't have any keys. Do I have no keys? Yeah, I have no keys. So we're going to have to start getting keys. So we're just going to go, I don't know, 26 to 30. High level key farming. Then update party. Bam. So I think it's 26 to 30, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. So when you walk into House Drasco, or not House Drasco, Delirious Graveyard, it's going to be a little bit different. One, you're going to notice it's a bit laggier, which is kind of unfortunate. The lag is one of the things I really don't like about this. It would be pretty fine if it wasn't just so laggy. Anyway, what you do is you kill monsters. The more monsters you kill, the more of the little candy and stuff you're going to get. And the idea is to get keys. So you just run around. As you run around and see monsters, kill them. They don't attack you first, though. So if you do see monsters, you can just go ahead and start mailing them. You don't really have to worry about, like if you just want to do the quest, say you just want to do Delirious and you don't want to fight all these monsters, you don't have to. The monsters are completely optional. As well, you can also go into different leveled areas to try to fight certain types of monsters. Ooh, thank you. Somebody just send me a happy Halloween message. Oh, those Night Revels. Happy Night Revels. Yeah, so if you want to try to farm out certain types of monsters for your monster manual, this is actually a great place to do it. Lots of vampires spawn in here if you're trying to finish off the vampire section of your monster manual as well. Ooh, guys that spawn. As well, lots of succubuses spawn out here in the max level. So if you're trying to farm out succubuses and vampires, this is a absolute great place to farm. Now, there are a couple negative sides when you're farming this area. Problem number one is if you do play as any kind of targeted class, say like a Sharadi caster, unfortunately, you can't target mobs until you attack them. So if you play as a Sharadi caster, you can't just target stuff and then shoot. That's not how it works. So instead, you're going to kind of be stuck. Melee is really good here. So are Warlocks. Warlocks get a lot of their frontal AoE. And as well, you know, melee, you just run around and melee stuff. So that's pretty much what I'm doing here. So you basically just run around, see stuff spawn. When it spawns, go ahead, give it the melee. And, yeah. That's it. I'm going to be eating candy and doing this. We're just going to be chit-chatting while I'm doing a lot of this farming. The farming is essentially some of the least fun part of Night Revels. It's something I kind of wish that there was a way to make it more fun. It is much faster when you do it in a group or with large amounts of people. So if you do get some friends, get together, sit and chat, talk about the latest game or something like that, and then have some fun. There are a couple other issues, like welcome. There are a couple other issues with this. Monsters despawn a little bit too quickly, so you have to be very fast on the draw. But for my character, like level 30, we're in the level 30 zone, but these monsters don't even stand a chance. So it's just like, hey, what's up? Goodbye. Yay, we got a key. I'm gonna put a key on my track just so I can see how many I have. It'll count it for me. And we're gonna try to get 6 keys so we can do all 6 dungeons. Now, you might think to yourself, all right, yeah, sure, we can get 6 keys and do 6 dungeons. I don't really want to do all the dungeons. What if you just don't care? You're like, Night Revels, I've never been a fan of festivals. It's kind of annoying. There are more benefits to these festivals than just the actual cosmetics or the crazy little items you can get from farming all this stuff out. Grab yourself 6 keys, either from buying them on the auction house or from, just farming it out. Each of the little dungeons at level 35 are worth 130,000 XP, and they take 2 minutes tops. So if you happen to have a character who's level 20, 22, 23, get yourself a friend, do a level 30 group, get people to do it level 35, welcome. Get people to do it that are level 35, and then all of a sudden, you're going to be picking up 130k per quest, and in 6 quests, that's 780,000 experience you can get in half an hour. Absolutely worth it. Half an hour for or almost a million XP. Combine that with an XP potion. Oh my god, so much XP. Succubi was only in the high level instances. Yeah, man, you gotta be high level. If you wanna gawk and stare at your screen, I mean, you can also Google that stuff. But if you wanna either get the Slayers or just gawk and stare at your screen all day, you gotta level up, man. You gotta be top level. I'm top level. That's why I can handle the vampires and the succubi. Succubuses? I don't know what the answer is. Now, one thing you're going to notice is that if my screen does seem a little bit choppy, that is one thing that is true here, is that, it does lag a little bit or quite a bit. The game may or may not crash out once or twice while I'm doing this. I have been having a habit of crashing out while I've been farming these keys. Now, a couple other neat things to take note of. If you want to be like the mad economist, like you definitely are, there's definitely people out there that picked up on a lot of the broader implications of some of the more newer mechanics. I'm talking about things like slave lords. So some people hate the slave lords. They don't like the quest. I don't understand how. But they don't like farming it, but they still want to get the gear. Well, if you don't care about farming it, go ahead, get the slave lord stuff, and then sell it. Man, I'm telling you, you can make shards on shards by selling slave lord stuff. Then when the Caneth crafting came out, some people really weren't interested in Caneth crafting. They didn't really care. I cared because I like making really cool, really good items. But some people are like, whatever, it's just Caneth crafting. I don't want to put the time into it. So pick up the collectibles, dump them on the shard auction house. I'm telling you, you're making shards and bank. Night Revel shows up. Ooh, chocolates are unbound. Keys are unbound. Dump them on the auction house, kids. Make those shards. Make it rain. Make it rain. Make it rain. With shards. There's tons of ways to make money in this game. So when people say that, like, oh, the auction house is dead on my server, it's because nobody's using the auction house. Start using the auction house. If you gotta post stuff. I post stuff on the auction house all the time. One, because I want to flood the auction house with good items. If I ever see like an item, oh my god. If I ever see an item I think is just good, so like maybe a Radiance Lore Scepter or something like that, something that's really synergistic in one item, or like, an Intelligence Helm of Spell Focus Mastery. I dump that on the auction house because, one, somebody could potentially use it, and also, the more items are on the auction house, the more people buy, the more people sell. Even if you might not find a big value out of having extra platinum lying around, because honestly, I'm still not sure what you spend platinum on in this game. You can always use some extra shards. Darkest piece of chocolate. Anyway, once I manage to pull up 6 keys here, we're going to start doing some dungeons. So in the meantime, we'll just have some candy, talk about some stuff. There was also some changes that went through with the game recently, with the monk patch. So we're going to be doing some recap with the monk patch, as well as talking about, as opposed to just update 33, update 33 patch 1. There's a bit of talk about that first. But before we get into that, how are you guys doing? How is your Halloween? I'm having a pretty good Halloween myself here. I worked all day, and it was really, really stressful. and now I'm here playing video games. I got a whole bowl full of candy, which is mostly Reese cups, which is not a problem. That's like one of the best. It's one of the best things to happen. Having a bowl of Reese cups. Like when I was a kid, man, it's like that's what I'm just waiting for the Reese cups to come in. Instead, you get like that asshole who has the nerve, who has the nerve, put Eat More bars and give them away. Like nobody wants Eat More bars. Nobody in existence wants to have an Eat More bar. And if you like Eat More bars at Halloween, go home. Don't do this. Stop ruining the dreams of children. Take your Eat More bars and shove them where you know where you can shove them. Eat More bars. Like they're not horrible, but come on, a Reese cup or an Eat More bar? No way. Welcome. So yeah. Now what you're gonna notice is the more people you get, the faster your farming is gonna go. So yeah, anybody else dressing up for Halloween? Obviously, if you're sitting in here watching the Strimstream, you may not actually be going out for Halloween. But I don't know. You know, people taking their kids out trick or treating. Some people still got dressed up for work, especially if you work either with kids or, you know, in a public-facing job. A lot of people just like getting dressed up because it's fun. I don't know what fun is like. Like, I play DDO for... I don't know why I play DDO, actually. Sometimes I'm like, man, is this game fun or not? Maybe I've just been doing this for 10 years and I keep doing it. But it is fun. I can't help it. The monk changes are too good. Yeah, monk changes. So while I'm kind of like AFK farming this, I'm going to talk a bit about some of the monk changes that just recently happened. So for those of you that do not know, I'm going to pull up the patch notes here, just so I can have them as a reference on my secondary screen here, and not block off chat at the same time, like a jerk, so I can still read what you guys are typing. Just going to pull up the release notes here, so I can talk about it. So, monk changes. Yeah, so they updated monks recently, and they did a couple very cool things when it comes to the actual like release of monks. So they didn't just like update monks by being like, oh yeah, they updated the enhancement trees. They also updated a couple fundamental aspects of the class. So we're going to talk about that just briefly and how it's been going, considering people have been playing around with monks quite a bit. A lot of people I know have been playing with monks. I've been seeing a lot more monks in epic levels. So we're going to talk about that just a little bit. Ooh, I got another key. So, to start off, right away, all the monk stances were buffed. What this means is that you've seen a little bit of a drop in the amount of people that are running, ooh, a lich. You've seen a bit of a drop in the number of people just running Earth Stance. Okay, Earth Stance, of course, really good still, makes you tanky, but now more people are inclined to run Fire Stance, even Wind Stance for the extra double strike, and even more than that, Ocean Stance now, because it gives that extra 8% dodge. 8% dodge is crazy, man. 8% dodge! So now as a monk, it's very easy to get upwards of 40 to 45% dodge all the time. Just walking around. 45% dodge! What kind of number is that? It's a made-up number. That's so much dodge. So, pretty cool, though, I will say. Few changes back to standard time some weeks for North America. There you go. Standard time. Oh, right. Is it daylight? Wait, is it daylight savings time? I have no idea. I don't think it's daylight savings time right here. Wait, spring forward, fall back. I don't know when daylight savings time is. My phone does it automatically. I also don't believe in a daylight savings time. I wish we didn't do it. I think it's stupid. I got really off topic. I was reading your comment. But anyway, so a lot of the base bug changes they did to the stances are really good. And like I said, I've seen a market increase. I think currently right now Fire Stance is probably the best stance of them all, just because it gives you that increased ki regeneration. It's for the extra healing, the extra damage output. And yeah, it's just a really good stance. More so than just, hey, damn it. More so than just being a good stance, they also made all of the finishers, not all the finishers, but anything that adds extra damage. So like the Fists of, or like Void Strike out of Hench Mystic, or the combo builders for your finishing moves. All of those things now all scale with melee power for the additional damage, which is really good because it just means that it's more synergistic with the other monk abilities. So you've seen an increase of people just actually throwing out those abilities and stuff like that. Hey, what's going on, Mandel Sims? But yeah. And then also they just doubled the healing on Healing Ki. Healing Ki is now really, really, really insanely strong, and you're seeing people like Healing Ki for upwards of like 800. which is like way too much. So really, really good. Monks are super, like, just a lot better without even considering the trees. And as far as I can tell, like 3 people that I know that were playing monks, that were playing monk splits, have started playing pure monks. So they use their plus 20 heart that they've had saved up for a long time, or they bought one, and they got rid of their monk split, and they started playing as pure monks. No, don't despawn. No. Ugh. So which I think is pretty cool, and it's a good thing to see. Yeah, monks are doing pretty good right now. Now, of course, there were some issues with some of the monk changes that went out. Not only was there monk changes, there was also hand wrap changes, and hand wraps changing to be weapons has been received as only positive. Only positive because being weapons, they're now affected by way more things. Things like from Legendary Dreadnought, you got this Pulverizer, which gives you critical threat range. It's anything that says doesn't work with hand wraps now does work with hand wraps, by the way. So you can it's text that needs to get updated. But even with the text saying, I know it's unfortunately and non-intuitive, but yes, it works with weapons, and because hand wraps are now bludgeoning weapons, it does work with hand wraps. Pulverizer works with hand wraps, same as Divine Crusader. This one right here, Celestial Champion, does in fact work with hand wraps. So both good things. Very glad to see that, and it's really good. However, there were some changes to hand wraps people didn't like. The first change that people didn't like is the fact that hand wraps, unfortunately, because they were classified as a weapon, take the hits now. So, unlike before, where you could just punch whatever you wanted and never worried about weapon damage, hand wraps were breaking. Now, they weren't breaking all the time. It wasn't like they were brittle and were useless. They just broke when you attacked oozes and stuff, which a lot of people didn't like. They didn't like the fact that you had to just play like another weapon class and you have to repair your weapons when you go to town and stuff. So, I mean, I can't blame people if it's a change, but at the same time, just repair your weapons, guys. At top level, hand wraps were performing the same, and there was no change. But at lower level, I can say at the very low levels, there was a little bit of an issue. But it wasn't super, like, you wouldn't notice at top level. However, they changed it. Hand wraps are now immune to damage. So before, your hand wraps, would break sometimes when you fought oozes and things. Now, your hand wraps can no longer break. Hand wraps are currently made of the strongest material in the universe and cannot break against any weapon attacks. So they can only break when your spirit breaks when you die. So don't die, your hand wraps won't break. That was one of the patch things. As well, they also inadvertently, because hand wraps are not unarmed attacks, the hand wrap weapon range is actually slightly smaller than unarmed attacks, and as a result, unarmed attacks now have a shorter range when you're using hand wraps. So just be careful with that. It's not unplayable. It just takes a tiny little bit of practice. Although I will say, what I've heard, if you're chasing a kiting monster, good luck with that, because it is very hard to hit kiting monsters now. There's also a bit of a change. So in Lemania, they had Reaper mode. Reaper mode being something very cool with an extra difficulty. They made it in Reaper mode so that any monster can be a champion, including red names and purple names. Now this is cool, okay? When you do a boss, or like you played the game for a billion years like me, and then all of a sudden you get to the boss battle, and the boss battle, which you've always been like, okay, I'll just tank the boss and kill him, is now like, oh, I can't tank the boss at all, because the boss is going to kill me in one hit because it's a red name. It has fortification penetration, true seeing, extra damage, and extra damage. So all of a sudden, if that boss touches you, you get vaporized. That was a cool concept. Again, something we should save for Reaper mode, a cool feature coming out. Well, there's a bit of a bug. Because they were testing in Reaper mode on the Lemania server, and they used part of that build, somehow they left in a chunk of code by accident, and some of the red names and purple names are, well, champions. So be careful. Patch 1 said that they got rid of that and they fixed it. I don't know what they did, but I can tell you what they didn't do, which is fix it. Red names and purple names can still now spawn as champions, so be careful when you're doing your questing on Elite. Now, it does make it more fun, but I did have a situation where I did Mired and Kobolds because I hadn't done that quest in a long time. So me and a friend, we just go in, we're going to do Mired and Kobolds. We're like, yeah, we'll fight the big dragon at the end. We'll fight Sinvala. And we kill the mini dragon, no problem, kick its ass, break its legs, snap its bones, eat its skin, the normal stuff when you kill dragons. And so we killed it. Second dragon comes out, except Sinvala is a champion. And she one-shot me. And then she, kept getting the overruns because she was a champion. Her strength was higher. Yeah, that was, difficult to deal with. Ooh. Hello, Witch? Wait a second. That's a global Twitch emote? Now I'm confused. Alright, somebody please explain this to me. Alright, so that's a Pepe right there. But I was under the understanding that Pepe had suddenly become a symbol that's like offensive or something. And then Twitch makes it as a global emote? I don't know if that was already existing before. Oh, wait, that's not Twitch. That's Better TV global emote. Never mind. What do we say to being on time, kids? Not today. Hey, man, it's okay. You made it. You made it for the Strimstream. I should have called it the Waluigi stream, because I'm dressed as Waluigi today. If you didn't know, that's who I was dressed up as. This is not how I normally look on the regular. This is for the stream and the kids, dem kids. We have 4 keys. Oh, the Bob Ross. Yeah, cool story, Bob. I like the Bob Ross emotes. I think this is really cool. So we're going to farm out keys for a bit, and then we'll do some of the quests and kind of detail how they go. But, yeah. So, how's everybody doing? It's been like a week. I missed you guys. Unfortunately, I was pretty much unable to stream last week. I was very, very sick. I was working a lot. This week, I'm also very, very, well, not very, very sick, but I'm definitely working a lot. I'm probably going to be hitting about 60 hours this week, which is not ideal. I don't want to work 60 hours this week, but I have to. An extension. Intention. Do you think Reaper Mode will, to some extent, become the new elite for some of the player base? No, I don't think it will. And I think there's 2 good reasons for that. Number 1, Reaper Mode breaks your bravery bonus. Okay, so currently Reaper Mode gives less experience than elite. So as long as the incentive for Reaper Mode is not experience points, it will not replace elite. Elite will still be the go-to difficulty for experience points, but as long as Reaper Mode doesn't give more experience than elite, so if it gives either the same or less, then it's not going to be the road to leveling your character. Instead, it'll be an alternative to leveling your character. By doing quests on Reaper Mode, it'll provide a different challenge. What's more fun about Reaper Mode as well, especially in the original implementation, if you tried to do a quest above the level on Reaper Mode, so say you had a quest like Kobold Ringleader. On Reaper Mode, Kobold Ringleader is a level 4 quest, similar to like Elite difficulty. However, if you did it on Reaper Mode and you were level 5, you got no benefit. Like you got nothing for beating it. So you have to beat it on level. So it will be a way to level, and you will have to, if you want to get those Reaper completions, you will have to do them at level, but it will not be an alternative way to Elite. It'll be very difficult. Most people will not want to play it. You'll have to get groups of people, find friends, and I think it will be an actual way to kind of either prompt some people to try to make some, whether it's external tools, to get people to group in better fashions, such as if you've seen in other games like Destiny, things like that, people have made external tools for grouping with other players, or it'll make more incentives for people to use the forums, come into guilds. There might even be the start of Reaper guilds, things like that. Similar to how you see in other games like, you know, your Lord of the Rings Online, your World of Warcraft, where there are raiding guilds, you'll actually see raiding Reaper guilds in DDO. Which is not to say there aren't raiding guilds in DDO, but it's more so to say that you can pug Legendary Elite, so you don't need a raiding guild. You just got to have some good players. So I'm very excited to see it. I don't think it will replace Elite. If Reaper replaces Elite, then the point of Reaper has been missed, because that's not the idea. It should not replace Elite. That would be terrible. Because I don't want to feel like I have to do Elite to level my character quickly. I want Reaper to slow down the leveling process. I want people to be sitting there for 2 weeks trying to figure out how to clear Waterworks Part 3 on Reaper because it's too damn hard. You know? That's what I want. I think that'd be really cool. Guilds aren't supposed to be... No, in DDO, guilds are for ship buffs right now. The guild that I'm in on Galanda is exclusively for ship buffs. I don't know anybody in that guild. Like, I'm not going to pretend to be like, oh, I'm super social and stuff. The guild that I'm in right now, fantastic. They're the Blood Assassins on Arganessen. Great people. We do the guild raids, and we raid as a group, and it's a lot of fun. We do that every single week. So, you know, if you happen to be on Argonessen, you might even see if we don't have a full group, you might even be able to slide in on one of our group raids, and it is a lot of fun. But a lot of the guilds in the game are literally just vectors for people to get ship buffs, which is not a horrible thing. It does bring some people together, especially the guild Pariahs that I am in on Galanda. It's a low-level guild. Well, not a low-level guild. It's got all the ship buffs, but mostly it's a leveling guild. People that are inside of it are just grabbing ship buffs and then going. But sometimes people actually people ask questions, and it's a great vector for me to help newer players. People who are just starting the game, who may not know all the rules yet, they ask a bunch of questions in guild chat, being like, oh, how do I do this? Or where do I go to do this? Or is this good? And stuff like that. Linking items and being trying to figure out how to evaluate stuff. Having just other people to talk to in in a condensed format, I think is helpful, especially to newer players. So it's I think guilds do have a good purpose, but I think I'm excited to see Reaper guilds and stuff. There's also part of me that wants to say fuck it and make a Warforged only guild, because I think Warforged are amazing, and I would love to have a guild that's only Warforged, especially for Reaper mode. Screw these fleshies and these humans. Warforged only. So when I do Reaper mode, I got 6 Warforged in my party, and we are killing people. We're reaping the Reapers. I mean, you're immune to energy drain, so Reapers can't steal your soul or whatever, so which I think would be pretty good. Because I remember when the game first came out, man, Warforged only guilds, Halfling only guilds, Dwarf only guilds. Of course, that is a bit exclusionary, but it's also kind of inclusionary because you just got to make a dwarf and you can play. Stuff disappearing right before my eyes. Are raids? You bet. I say you bet. They were on the Lemania test server. If raids are compatible with Reaper mode, which they absolutely should be, I will be so very, very, very hyped. I'll be very, very excited to test out some of these raids on Reaper difficulty. I think it's one of the ways you can actually make raids very, very interesting, is when you can provide impossible challenges, especially when raid bosses become basically impossible to tank. Consider the fact that Swordjack already hits for 4,000 damage. Now amp Swordjack's damage by 10 times. So he's hitting for 40,000 damage. That sounds like a fun challenge to try to figure out how to beat. I'm wondering if you did Legendary Elite Reaper 10 Tempest Spine, if you could cause Swordjack to not... I didn't realize there's a pumpkin on that guy's head. It makes me wonder if you could actually have him stand it, or have somebody take that hit. Yeah, guys, embrace the Strimstream. Die, everybody. We almost have enough keys to start doing stuff. I want to make sure everyone in my party might have enough keys before I start doing stuff, though. But yeah, I'm also going to eat some candy while I do this, because candy is an important and vital part of this operation. Because if you are just sitting here just watching the Strimstream and you don't have a big bowl of candy in front of you like I do myself, you better go get one, because I'm telling you, Reese Cups, they're pretty good. Oh. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
No problem, man. Bowl of candy. I don't think I'm going to eat all of this candy tonight, because I have 30 mini chocolate bars here, and 30 mini chocolate bars is a lot.
Are you guys going to be running the quests?
Yep. Once everybody has at least 6 keys, I'm probably
Cool.
going to start doing the quests.
All I need are 2 more, so I'm prepared.
Can't get candy. The stores are closed. What are you talking about? It's 7:30. Go get candy. It's only 7:30. Go to the store. Buy candy. I mean, I'm sure it's because it's the internet. You probably live in some other part of the world that I don't live in, where it's nighttime already or something, and you can't get candy because it's I'm actually in Europe, and in Europe it's 5 hours ahead, so it's midnight. But then go to Walmart, man. Yeah, you're in Europe, so it's you're in England or something. So what you gotta do is you gotta go and buy some delicious candy at Walmart. Yeah, man, peanut butter cups. Peanut butter cups. But yeah, delicious, delicious candy. I didn't eat candy pretty much all day. I gave away candy at work. We bought a bunch of candy and gave it away to our customers, which is a nice thing to do. And then my customers gave me frustrating problems to deal with all day. So it was like an exchange, trick or treat. I treated them, and then they tricked me with their frustrating problems and their ability to aggravate me very, very quickly. Die, succubus tantalizer. Give me your kill count. Monster manual. This is also, like I said before, this is a fantastic way to fill up your monster manual if you haven't done that yet. Okay, let's see. But yeah, we're still just keep farming it out, chilling, having a good time. So for this event, one thing I will say, many people have told me that they've had issues with some of the farming things, that they say like they're warlocks that have just been AFK farming it. Part of it, oh man, look at that frame drop. Oh god. Part of it could absolutely be, that the fact that you can just AFK farm it as a warlock is a little bit of a problem. Because warlocks get an aura that pulses over time, I could just, as a warlock, stand, say like right here, and just straight AFK it and eventually kill all these monsters. And I understand that. So, and it can be frustrating. However, what I can tell you is that the map is big enough. You just have to pick other places to go. If you're watching me do this, I've played lots of Night Revels. I have yet to have an issue with that. So maybe I'm just very, very lucky.
Thank you.
But especially melee and ranged are capable to compete with it. Even if some dude is just like AFK trying to AFK farm it, it is still possible to get ahead of people and pick up on some of these kills. As long as you're fast. You got to be good at the keyboard and mouse too. I can't say I'm not pretty good at the keyboard and mouse. Tagging stuff, that sort of thing. I will say there are some classes that are pretty bad in here. If you play as a necromancer, you're gonna hate the Night Revels. Everything is zombies. Zombies or vampires or liches or bitches or something. And man, as a necromancer, it's horrible. Just terrible. Instant kill. I was playing around with the Deep Gnome. Ugh, Deep Gnome is horrible, man. Deep Gnome is just straight horrible. Eh. And actually, I just realized, because I'm going to be doing these give crazy XP, so I'm going to be popping into Divine Crusader. As I said before, if you haven't done Night Revels yet, come on, there we go. If you haven't done Night Revels yet, you haven't really either given it a chance or just haven't really found the time or the interest, I highly recommend that you go ahead and do it for the XP. Grab yourself 6 keys. Like I said, it's been maybe 30 minutes of farming and I have 6 keys. So with 6 keys, I can now do any quest I want 6 times, or all 6 quests. And as long as you get 5 stars in each quest, which is basically beat the quest, you're going to be picking up 130k at level 35, or at a comparable amount. So I am good with my fingers. That's absolutely true. I used to play music. I didn't play piano though. Which is disappointing. I will tell you one thing: chicks dig guys that are into piano, that can play on piano. I've heard this from every girl. They say guys that can play pianos are great. 2 reasons. 1, boom, just going to ham on a piano. It's super romantic or something. You just and just pianos everywhere. You go to random places. You go to a friend's house. Boom, there's a piano. You're showing everybody off. And 2, man, piano, you're good with your fingers. I'm telling you, it's magic. It's like guitarists, but guitarists get calluses all over their fingers, although guitars are much more portable than pianos. A chick that digs chicks? Hey, that's not fair. Leave some for the rest of us. You're basically canceling 2 people out. That's not fair. It's I'm very self-interested, so. It's easy to get keys in 8 hours. Farmed the brother, helm, beholder, and both gems. Oh, I don't know why I said brother. It's armor. I'm only looking for the armors and potentially the pumpkin head. I could get the beholder, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Between piano and your character guide, I'm gonna have some problems. Here's the guide. That's true. If you happen to play piano and you also read and use my guide for Arcane Archer, I will tell you one thing. Since I started playing that guide, I just have women throwing themselves at me on the street. If you're a woman, go ahead, read through and play that guide. You're gonna have everybody, soliciting you all the time. It's amazing. Man, woman, children, don't read the guide. It's a bad idea. It's just gonna end very poorly. But I'm telling you, it's a great way to really up your appeal. And then also, of course, playing piano. I do wish I could play like one of them cool instruments. This is sound like, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, it's so choppy. That's one of the things that does happen here. You might feel like your computer is breaking because it's so laggy here. But your computer's not breaking. It just gets choppy. I can't actually play piano.
I'm pissed about being a druid. Like 70% of the spells that I would normally use, I can't.
But I can't play piano. My instrument of choice, when I was learning an instrument, I got to choose. When I remember in 7th grade, I played trumpet in my music class, and I thought that was great. Trumpet's cool. It makes a great sound. There's so many really good trumpet players out there. I really liked it. Played some trumpet. But then in the 8th grade, I got braces. And braces really screw with your ability to play like instruments with mouthpieces, because when you make a trumpet, you're gonna make a buzzing sound with your lips, and you can't really do that into a trumpet if you have like something that's an extra like 2 centimeters out from your lips. It really screws with you. So I switched from trumpet to trombone, and I played the trombone for years, and I'm pretty good at trombone, but it's definitely not. I don't know if it's impressive for the ladies, So, although to be honest, I've never tried to win somebody over with a trombone. I've never actually tried that. So maybe it does work. I don't know. Never been like, hey, do you want to see me play the trombone? Look at the new building that was mentioned in the marketplace. Yes, I did. I have seen the building. It's actually amazing when they talk about the new building. Oh my god, it's so funny. I did not even notice. It was like. Someone was like, yeah, did you see the new building in the marketplace? I'm like, what new building in the marketplace? And then I step off the ship and I turn to the right, and it's just there. It's just this monolithic building that's just huge. And I was like, oh, the new building in the marketplace. I know what you're talking about now. Well, playing soccer and playing violin are really different. So, guitar and clarinet was allergic to the wood of the reed. Oh, that sucks. Oh my god, could you imagine? Oh man, you like go to play the clarinet and it's like, and then you get like a rash all over your face and tongue. That'd be horrible. I am so sorry, man. That'd be crazy. I'm worried we're not talking about anything Halloween related, Night Revels related, or even candy related, but that's the way it goes here on the Strimstream. Just distract me with like stupid comments. Not stupid comments, great comments. But it's so easy to get me distracted and tangenty, so. Yeah, the new building is pretty cool looking. I don't know what it's gonna be used for, but I'm excited. Could be like the new quest that's coming out. There's gonna be like a new quest, so. Got like strep throat. Oh man, that would suck. Oh, strep throat sucks. Well, at least you don't like die. Like it's just the symptoms. It's not like the death. It's a really big building, and it's a really big surprise. But it was in the last patch here. I got to take a break. Take a break to eat some more candy. It's very important. Quest hub? Where'd you hear that? I thought it was for like a new quest. I apologize if I'm chewing into my microphone. I'm not going to stop doing it because I'm really enjoying this Crispy Crunch bar. God damn. Crispy Crunch is a good chocolate bar. If you have everybody in the 20s, I'll tie it up.
Hey, Taz.
Oh no, people are going to start chatting in my group. Welcome. Sev the Dev mentioned it in one of his fancy letters.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Sev the Dev is
Yay,
a
happy
producer.
Halloweeny.
Happy Night Revels. There we go. I had to yell it. Sev the Dev. Sev is the producer. He's not a dev. He is a producer. He does develop stuff for the game. But he is, remember, he is the producer for Dungeons & Dragons Online and Lord of the Rings Online. Guy runs double duty and is helping make DDO great, or continue to be great. I'd say make DDO great again, but one, I'm not going to copy Mr. Reagan in his slogan. And also, DDO already is great, so it's not like he's making it great again. It's still there. Like, what I can say is, I already know what that building is for because I'm on the Players Council and I've seen it already. I'm just not going to tell you what it's for because that's not my job. What I can say is I have seen some of the new stuff that is coming out, and it's very, very cool, and I'm very excited. So, but I can assure you, there is cool new stuff coming to the game.
Yeah, this spot back here is a really good spot. You can get like 3 or 4
Does that say Galanda?
different groups.
Oops. Server info. Let's change this because this isn't Galanda. This is Arganessen. Bam. There we go. That's more appropriate. That's right. Unfortunately, I am not on Caneth. I do play on Arganessen and Galanda. For those of you that don't know, there's actually going to be a server transfer option that is going to be made available to us gamers. That's going to function similar to the server transfer option in Lord of the Rings Online. So the server transfer option is unbelievable. It is lightning fast. It is instantaneous. DDoS is going to be just the same, and I'm going to be transferring my main character over to Arganessen and playing primarily on Arganessen. I apologize for all my Galanda peeps that I have known over the years, and by years I mean past year because I've only been playing on Galanda for a year or so. But as things change, sometimes you got to transfer servers and spend that $15 to do so. But we are in Arganessen today. I did not mention that. Get moided. I wish I could target these guys, but I can't. Sev the Pro. It's true. Sev the Pro. Sev the Pro.
How many keys does everyone have?
Like 10.
Yeah, once everybody has at least 6, we'll start doing the quests. On Caneth, but still leveling. Yeah, do what you can to just enjoy your experience while leveling. I really, really, really like... I really, really like the leveling experience in this game. That's why I love reincarnating. Oh god, my computer. I'm sorry, computer.
Am I the only one who's a short one?
What? No. Personally, it said he only has 5. Oh my god, there's no more monsters. But I'm still enjoying my leveling experience, you know. It's why I love reincarnating. It's like, so in so many games, leveling is the most tedious thing because all you want to do is be high level to play with your friends, right? And I don't even have to like explain which game that is because it's all of the games. Every single MMO is guilty of this. There are a couple that get around it. MMO number 1, you know, Destiny does a pretty good job because all the monsters scale to your level, and you get gear drops based on your level, not based on the level of monsters you kill. You know, another game that just recently did it, Elder Scrolls, everything scales to your level now. Really cool, so you can just play with your friends. You don't give a care. Your friend starts playing the game, you're like, cool, I'm going to play with you. And you play together, and you kill monsters, and you have fun. But DDO circumvents this entire problem. And they say, you know what, we're going to make the leveling experience just genuinely fun, and we're going to give you incentives to constantly reroll your character. So boom, you're going back to level 1 all the time. So which means you have an influx of veteran and high-skill players in the lower level areas. Players have people to ask for advice, to find mentors, you know, to find guilds, things like that. The number of people who, like, I would just find on Korthos who just didn't have a guild, didn't really know anybody, who are really only playing solo, and you talk to them, you explain a couple things, you tell them where to get a couple items, you add them to the guild, and then boom, you see them, they're still playing like 3 weeks later because they had someone like get them in. I think it's pretty cool. And I love the fact that reincarnation kind of mixes up new players with old players and new players. Yeah. Technically, Final Fantasy XIV also had a level syncing system, but that level syncing system was straight up garbage because all it did was take away all your skills. And I played Paladin, which meant that all of a sudden, if you go below level 34, you can't tank anymore because you can't generate aggro. Oh, it was the worst. It was just the absolute worst. So I'd like play with somebody who's level 15 and I'm supposed to tank and I have no aggro skills. It was like, okay. Thank you, game. Right now, holding 10. If I log into Argo, I'll have to close the Strimstream. That's true. That's true. You can't close the Strimstream. It's actually against company policy. Corporate policy dictates that you cannot, for any reason, close the Strimstream during Monday from 7 to 10. It does seem like an extreme corporate policy. In fact, I don't even know what corporation enforces this policy, but it is enforced and punishable by law.
Should we blast scare Molly?
Huh. I know. Maybe I need to give out better candy.
But, yeah. See, there we go. And that's the cool thing. You can network and find new people to play with all over the place. Look at that. Boom. Strimstream chat. Bringing people together since 1997. The Strimstream chat has brought millions of people together all across the globe, including the two of you able to quest now on Caneth. Look at that. Building relationships, making friends, you know, bridging the gap between humans and in-game players. Ooh. Yeah. It's a good idea, trust me. But like I said, I honestly like DDO's solution. I find it eloquent. My only problem is that as a veteran, there aren't more brackets for veteran levels. Your brackets are like start at level 1, start at level 4, start at level 7, or start at level 15. There's nothing for the level 10 to 11 range. I feel like having an extra level of veteran status just means you can roll up a character to play with like a new player or something. And I think that would be probably a good system if they added in like a veteran 4. Because it doesn't affect the reincarnation cycle, so it's not like it's like a power creep thing. But it does mean that if you have a friend who starts playing and they're like level 12, you can actually make a character and just join them. Especially if you just need to catch up or something. Which I think is a great way to do things. I do enjoy the veteran system for that. Because there's so many times where I'll find out somebody's playing a character and they're at a certain level and I go, oh cool, here, let me just make a cleric. I'm just going to come join you. You know? So I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, other than me talking about what I think is cool, I'm just gonna keep slamming these monsters and trying to get closer and closer to 6 keys. We're gonna give it 6 more minutes, and then we're gonna get started. Quests. I just kill all these guys. Colon sign.
That should give me enough time to get one more key.
If you don't find one, man, I'll just front you a key. It's all good. Stop lagging, game.
Next to you, bud.
But yeah, I don't know. I've been having a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to play my monk that much because I have been working quite a bit. So actually, I did see something crazy today. So one of the things, I don't know. You think you've seen everything? You know, you like. But there's nothing new you can experience. And then today, I went to Walmart to pick up some candy. So I picked up all this candy here.
To get 4 keys.
No, get muted. But, you know, I went to Walmart today because I had to buy candy. So I went to Walmart to buy my candy, get there, get out of my car, and in the car next to me, it's cold. I live in Canada, okay? So it's cold outside. Dude's just, like, passed out in the car. And I was so nervous. I was so worried. I was like, oh, shit, is this guy dead? And my boss is with me, and he's like, no, he's not dead. The car is foggy because, like, the windows were all fogged up. But, like, I left, and I went to the Walmart. Come back to the Walmart 15 minutes later. Dude is still lying in the car. I don't know if that guy was dead. I think I might have seen a dead body in a Walmart parking lot. So we'll find out if it's on the news. Whoa. Oh, God, the lag. Help. Oh, my poor computer. I don't know what I'm doing to it, but... Ooh. That guy's a pumpkin in his hand. This is the Reaper armor, by the way. If you want the Reaper armor, this is what it looks like. So, that real when you remember someone from your very first guild. Yeah, man, it's always cool when you see guilds that you used to be in from a long time ago are still alive. Twitch says you stream from 7 to 10 probably efficiently. It doesn't specify that it's on Mondays. Oh. Well, you might as well just like look for me every day. So it's just an incentive to check out every day. Stream time on, stream time on. Oh, you used to work at Walmart? I feel bad for the people of Walmart because on the one hand, I have no. Oh, my Twitch page. Yeah, I should probably update that. I will add Mondays to it, man. Thank you for that catching that. I'm actually really bad at editing like those things because like I write them and then I totally forget. Try to make it work as a melee. I played when I did my cleric life. I did a necro cleric. I did a warforged necro cleric, so playing like negative energy divine disciple, and it was horrible. One, because I was warforged and I couldn't heal myself, and also because it was horrible. Don't do it. Don't ever play a negative energy cleric. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Positive energy is infinitely better because positive energy gets the benefits of like blade barrier on top of all the other cool spells and good spell like abilities. Oh. If you want to just play a melee cleric, just play like fighter and cleric, and just go like Kensei and be a dwarf and just hit shit with an axe. Works really well. Yep. I played the Warforged Necro Cleric. It was interesting, but garbage. Interesting, but garbage. Not good, just garbage. So I was disappointed. But yeah, I do have to update some things. I want to get my... On my own personal stream, I do have to update a couple of things. I get like a new image to put on like the border because I used to play League of Legends a lot. I don't anymore, and I was like super proud when I finally hit platinum. And then I hit diamond, and I never updated the image. So that was like back in season 3 or 4 or something. I don't even know what. I haven't played League of Legends in like 3 years. But I gotta update the header, and then as well I gotta update my photograph as well, because again, it's Pulsefire Israel, which is again because I used to play League of Legends a lot and I would stream it. But I got updated something DDO related. Which, by the way, if you're bored and you're like, man, Stream Time uses a new header, I'm an artist and I want to make one and do it for free and not get paid. I mean, it's not true. I might. If you're an artist and you want to get commissioned for something, let me know. I couldn't draw for shit. My stick figures don't turn out very well, so. Ooh, then I might commission you to make something. I don't know yet. I'm not creative enough, so we'll see. But I will, if that's true, then I'm going to take this down, so we'll keep in touch. Because I'm going to think of something. I do want to have some kind of, like, neat thing on my header, but I don't know what. I'm okay with, like, Photoshop and stuff, but I'm not really creative, so. I said, I will keep in touch and send you an email at some point. Yeah, it really depends on your place of work. Like I said, I feel bad for some of the people at Walmart, partially because like when I go to Walmart, I have very, very, very low expectations because when I look around, the people that are there either very non-helpful, but you know, again, it looks like they hate their lives, which I can understand. It sounds like it's a terrible place to work, but at the same time, you know, I could definitely understand the frustration there. You know, one of the things that I strive for is to do better in my career, and to improve and move up. And I can definitely see like how if you have a job where you don't feel like you actually can go up, you know, if you feel like you can't, become, whether it's a higher position or just build something of yourself, build skills and relationships, things like that, especially things that can help you in the future. I can definitely see how that would be disheartening and make you not want to work as hard as you possibly could, and it's not helpful. So I could not imagine working someplace like that. I worked for I'm not going to say which company, but I did work for a large grocery company in Canada, and that was the worst place I have ever worked because the upper management was absolutely horrendous. Alright, so we're going to get started on quests. So if you want to stay for quests, please stay. If not, the farming is over. So we're going to put this over. CR 35 night revels.
One short. I think Taz is even more short, and we will
It's Halloween. I can give out keys. We're going to get started with Under New Ravagement first.
Got it.
Superstore? Foodland? There's a store called Foodland? Oh my god. That'd be amazing. Could you imagine?
There's the key.
Oh, that's true. I do have that photo.
I think Stram's got me. Taz, I think, is a few short.
Ooh. So yeah, we're going to start doing some of these quests. So, first, the way this works is once you get your keys, so you farm out your keys. I've got lots of chocolate and stuff. But once you get your keys, there are 5 quests that are scattered about. We have Under New Ravagement, which is right here. Over here, we have Hayweird Foundry. We have The Snitch and the Lich. We have Kobold's newest ringleader. And we have Getting Ahead in Large March Plaza. 6 very cool quests that we're going to be doing and detailing out. They're all kind of like mishmashes of quests that are already existing in the game, but they kind of take them and put them in a new setting. Almost, although for the record, all of them are hack and slash quests where you just kill monsters. Yeah, I already know about the new Ravagement bug. But yeah, unfortunately, this is the only one that is difficult to actually get 5 stars because it has a bug where sometimes a monster doesn't spawn, and you need that monster to spawn. So, alright, let's go.
Stepping in.
Cool. So, to start off, let's go ahead and talk to this dude. He's gonna be all whatever. Oh. I was typing and stuff. Let's just kill all these zombies. So the zombies in here, I did at CR 35. By doing it at CR 35, it means the XP that you get from this is actually pretty crazy. And the monsters are really not that difficult in these quests. So if you can find somebody to help you do these quests, it's a great way to level in epics. I'm gonna put this down here because I want to have my, what do you call it? My consecrate? Oh my god. My frames are dropping. I apologize for the semi, not so much low quality, but for the frame dropping. That does kind of suck. I'm going to try to fix that, and by fix that I mean I'm going to buy a bunch of new like computer parts. I personally will be buying a bunch of new computer parts to make my actual stream experience a little bit smoother. But again, that's dependent on me doing that, and computer parts are expensive, so I will be spending probably like $1,100, so, but I gotta do that later. Come on, spawn! Where are you, Vorn? Vorn. Vorn. It didn't spawn.
You just clicked on your XP.
Quest could scale like these bad boys.
Are you getting?
The XP doesn't show up until you finish.
Got it.
Yeah, I do like the idea. Oh shit, he spawned! Oh! Ooh! Ooh! Look at it! It spawned! I haven't seen this guy spawn yet. I thought Vorn was bugged and wouldn't actually appear. I gotta put on my displacement. I always forget about that. Ooh! I've never actually been able to kill him, so that's good. I like that. One thing to note, what you're going to see here is Sarek is always going after Maiden, this guy here. He has the lowest health, so it's very easy for him to get aggro. Yeah, it is, like I said, it is sad that there are some bugs like that, especially when it's an event that's here for such a short period of time. But it shouldn't prevent you from actually picking up like little keys, little rewards, things like that. So, boom. 5 stars, we're good to go. If you don't have your voice on, put your voice on if you want XP. And then boom, we go ahead and talk to this dude, and you're going to pick up your 73k, which is pretty good.
7K, I'll take it.
And where's... Is there no chest? Oh, there's a chest. Here we go. Yeah, sure. That is good. I'm going to bookmark this. But bam! Cool. Next is Hayweird. Hayweird Foundry. Still exploitable? I have no idea. I have not done any of the exploits. I've just played them. So maybe there is an exploit. I am not sure. But we're about to find out. But yeah, so like I said, it's reappropriation. So that one's just like, what's that quest called? defender or something. Mist's build? Mist build is pure monk. He's a pure monk. He's using focusing. He's a blade forged pure monk. Blade forged gives him the ability to easily heal himself, especially with the cost reduction from being leveled up. It makes it a bit easier as well. I don't know where he gets his reconstruction spell power, but essentially with reconstruction spell power and repair amp, inventory full. Your inventory is full.
Give me 1 second.
But because his character is pure blade forged, he does get the reconstruction spell that he can use. The reconstruction spell, of course, does level 35. Does take mana, but with mana cost reductions, you get an extra 10% lopped off from being level 30. Makes him able to actually heal himself pretty consistently and easily in quests. So I don't know. If it is exploitable, that's news to me. I haven't really paid attention like the exploits here. I've kind of just been like playing them. But yeah, he plays as a dex and wisdom-based monk. So he's got over about a 100, or I think it's a little bit over 100 on the DCs of all of his Shintao skills. So you're talking about Kukendo, Tomb of Jade, Stunning Fist, stuff like that as well. I think he also has Dire Charge too. So very, very strong build. If you are looking to play monk, pure monk Shintao right now is very strong. Yeah, Stand Your Ground, that's the one. This quest, of course, is taking after Haywire Foundry. It starts you right at the end, so if you're familiar with Haywire Foundry at all, we are running from where Haywire normally starts at the top. We're almost doing this quest backwards, which is kind of interesting. So you start running back through the exploding areas, where, of course, everything is already exploded. Welcome. We're in Haywire Foundry. Can you late join these? I have no idea.
He has, I think, like a 2 or 3 second. If he does get it, it'll be right under the wire.
Yep, Von 4. Haywire Foundry, man. Von 4. Now, the problem with these quests is that monsters do have a lot of health, so if you don't have, like, somebody who can easily burst all this stuff down, like some kind of, like, sorcerer or something, who's got, like, the burst damage, it can take a little bit. But that's okay. The point is to, like, do it as a group and get the XP and stuff. Bam. But yeah, so monks are pretty interesting right now. Like I said, most monks are running the dexterity. Thanks to the changes to Ninja Spy, where you can use dexterity to hit and damage with any centered weapon. Any centered weapon. It is not commas. It is not short swords. It is not shurikens. It is any weapon that you can use while centered. Hand wraps, you can use dexterity, hit, and damage with them. Quarterstaffs, dexterity, hit, and damage with them. If you have tier 5 Kensei, so you can have your focus weapon, like Bastard Sword, then you're hitting Bastard Swords, dexterity to hit and damage. Or Dwarven Axes, dexterity to hit and damage. Really cool feature, but essentially it means that as long as you have 6 points to spare, there's no reason to ever go strength base over dexterity base. Dexterity, of course, is going to give you more armor class and more saves, and monks, because they get armor class synergy between, or not synergy, but they can use both their wisdom and their dexterity to add to armor class. I'm telling you, you can become really defensive on a monk if you go dexterity and wisdom as your focus. Now, to say that there's no reason, I think actually was probably a bad statement of mine. There definitely are some reasons to go dexterity, or to go strength base. Number one, if you want to be able to hit the dexterity, or sorry, the strength runes or the strength lever that happens to be in Tempest Spine, of course you want to be strength base. As well, if you're going as a staff build, you may consider it, because, you have to have enough strength to hit all your two-handed weapon proficiencies. Or two-handed weapon focuses. And finally, it's also not a bad idea if you want to be in Sun Stance, because it just gives you that synergy. You might as well work it together. You probably would, depending. I mean, looking at Mistwalker, his keybar is 100% full all the time, so he probably doesn't need to be in Sun Stance. But the critical multiplier is also kind of nice, too. I feel like both Wind Stance and Ocean Stance kind of give very good options, as opposed to just focusing on the one stance. So, oh, where's the rune? Oh, it's over here. Everything's exploding, and I love the jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. You can lay join. I was solo CR 35 as a 19 bard, 1 wizard, and having my party slay outside getting keys, and I tell them when I was at the Wraith. Oh, that's kind of cool. Am I still collecting all those gems? What gems? Oh, the gems? Yeah. I am still collecting all the gems. Don't worry. I'm going to try not to sell them and see how long I can go. I want to have a gem bag that has like $1 million in it. I feel like you would keep Sun Stance on. I have a quarterstaff based monk, and my quarterstaff monk is in Ocean Stance. Hey, look at those spawns. Just because Ocean Stance works better for what my character does. But I think it really depends on your build what you'd want to use. Goddamn. So much health on these skeletons. I probably should just use bludgeoning weapons. I'm lazy though. But yeah, I don't know if there is an exploit for this quest, but if there is, I'm not going to show it off because it's not what we do here on the official DDO stream. I mean, sometimes I do, but I do that only to things that I know about and that I want to bring up, so. Like if it's something for my build, then I'll show it off, but. Also, this quest still has a collectible up here. Boom, except it's level 30 collectible, so you can pick yourself up a flint knife. Can't go wrong with those collectibles. Like I said, even if you aren't interested in doing Candace crafting, you don't even care about the collectibles, you think it's stupid and boring and it's a terrible edition, then pick up that stupid and boring and terrible edition and sell it for shards on the Astral Shard auction house. Shards. And you can use those shards for convenience, repairing all your items in the middle of a quest, teleporting around instead of having to walk places like in the Stormhorns. Shards are great and are very useful. They're also easily removable from the game with those kinds of features, so. Lord Steffelier. More like Lord Gonna Get Murdered. Oh, Tomb of Jade. Well, he's gone. More like Lord Statue Fear. Statue Fear? More Lord is a statue here. Yeah. But I would definitely keep Sun Stance on if I was doing the two-handed build. Again, it really depends on what your breakpoints are. Air Stance gives 12% dexterity. Not 12% double strike, which is very substantial. 12% double strike's a lot of extra double strike. Ooh, skeletons. So I think it really depends on what direction your build is going. I think especially if you're going to play like a hybrid animal form build where you're already getting a lot of double strike, getting closer to that 100% is really, really good. Of course, you need to have a better processor that can actually handle it because you're attacking so fast and the game is like crashing out trying to figure out how to make your attacks render faster. Is there a collectible back here? Oh, yeah, there is. Give me that bookshelf. Ancient text. Yeah. If combat lag wrote text to file, then we could test exactly what's better. +2 multiplier or double strike. +1. Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm still an advocate for this. Trust me, don't worry. I will continue to push for saving it to a text file forever. Could you imagine? I would love to actually have that information in those numbers. Okay. There's a lot of good that can come from something like that as well, because it can kind of like you can figure out what your data is when it's normalized, stuff like that. So, I would like to see some of that stuff. Oh, I missed! I rolled a 1. Damn it! Wah! That's not supposed to happen to Waluigi. Anyway, I'm gonna try on auto attack for a bit. I gotta eat some candy. So this guy's gonna get auto attacked. I'm gonna eat another crispy crunch bar because it's really good. If you don't have a bowl of candy next to you, you're not living the Halloween life. Oh, it's open. I think this might actually be the longest one. Because the Lord March Plaza one is really not that long. Weep. Oh my god, I have to kill this weep first. You will weep before me, weep. As I murder it. Ah, Tomb of Jade! I don't know, monks are amazing. Because they get Tomb of Jade, which works on everything. That's right. Screw those little trick-or-treaters. The trick is, all you have to do is, the trick to trick or treat is that you trick the kids by putting stuff in front of your house. So like turning the porch light on and having some decorations and stuff, and maybe even having like it lit up all the way up to your front. And then you treat yourself to a big bowl of candy, and you look through the window and you eat candy so the kids can see you just eating it. And as they start crying on your front porch, you just sit there and keep eating more quantities of candy. That's what I usually do. I'm also a mean and nasty person, so. Ooh, leveled up in an epic destiny, and I gained 1 fate point. 130k XP for that. Not too shabby. I think this guy's using an XP pot, so. Yeah. Alrighty. Next one is the Snitch and the Lich.
Yeah, this is pretty easy.
So like I said, these quests give crazy XP, boys. Crazy XP, boys and girls. So we're gonna keep doing this. I like the fact that my Divine Crusader's leveling up super fast. It's not that Divine Crusader's hard to level in any capacity. It's actually very easy to level because it's just a good destiny. And it's something I've been meaning to do, but I'm lazy. I've also just been trying to play like an alt character a lot. So. The Snitch and the Lich. Let's do it. Whoops, don't go in, don't go in, don't go in. I hit it 34 by accident. Just recall. I screwed up.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, hang it back.
Yeah, don't go in. I screwed up. Oh no, that cost me a key. That cost me a key. No. My folly. Let's reset this. Reset. I clicked on 34 by accident. Alright, it should be set properly. Oopsie. Oopsie doodles. That kind of sucks.
Okay.
I do feel kind of dumb that I did that. Ooh, I like all these buffs. That's the thing about having a cleric too. Clerics are sick at giving out the buffs. Look at all this. Look at that. Look at my buff bar. Oh yeah. Haste. Oh, spell resistance, recitation, and prayer. 96 armor class, 74 reflex save. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, rest in peace key. I said, deeply saddening. I don't like losing keys to my own stupidity, but sometimes it's just the way she goes. Ooh, murder. Now, the disappointing thing about the Night Revels is that basically in the Night Revels, you imagine it's like Halloween-esque, you know? So you're like, oh yeah, what kind of quest am I going to be doing? Am I doing something Friday the 13th-esque or Halloween-esque or something? The problem is you're always fighting undeads and zombies. You don't ever get to be the murderer. You can only like defend the people. I would love it if there was a Night Revels quest where you got to like be the murderer, you know? You get to be the Freddy or the Jason, where you're like chasing people down or something. Maybe I'm a crazy person, but I think that'd be a different twist on it, or at least find something that wasn't undead. You know, there's werewolves too. Werewolves are scary. I talked about this, I believe, on the Strimstream at some point, like my own personal live stream. And there was a game that existed when I was a kid, when I was growing up, and it was a Goosebumps video game that was all about. So if you ever read R.L. Stein's legendary book series, The Goosebumps, you know, it's like 200 books or something. And they're super scary, almost as scary as this ladder bug. Super scary and spooky books. There was actually a game called like Escape Freakland or something. That game is horrifying. Holy crap! It's actually like really scary. It's also pretty entertaining. I went back and played it as an adult. It came out like 1997 or something, or 1998. You know, it's an older game, but it is really good. It has that scare factor. There's like a part where you're being chased by like a werewolf, and if you make a wrong turn, it like catches you, but it just gets louder as it like chases you. Oh man, it actually scares you, you know. Or it scares me because I'm like a little baby. But do you think wolves think druids are a wolf version of a werewolf? Wait. I'm confused. Like, oh, wait. So wait, you're saying that, do druids think that wolves, so like, a druid is a werewolf because it's a were-human, because it was a wolf that turns into a human. That's an interesting idea. I don't think it works though. I don't know. That's hard to say. Damn. You really screwed with my mind, man. Like, oh no, I'm dancing. Oh god. Oh. I don't think so, because, well, I don't think wolves think that, because wolves don't have the capacity to think, which I think is really important. Like, wolves can't be like, I wonder, because they don't do that. They're animals. But I do think that is really interesting. Ooh, see, you're asking the really hard-hitting questions, dude. Holy crap. Are druids the werewolves of wolves? Because they're wolves that turn into humans. Ooh. It's backwards, man. It's backwards. I like it. I like the way you think. Alright, next is Kobold's new ringleader, or whatever it's called. No, I gotta get out of here. I'm kind of unfortunate that I would need a better key, or another key. I think you could buy the keys for turbine points, though, so I think I might just have to pay to win to get another key. Because I like winning, and I have lots of money, so I think I might just end up paying to win here. Unless I can get a key off this pack. Just kill off this pack of vampires. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. Nope, no keys. No paying to win. Damn it. Or I might have to pay to win. We'll see. We still have a couple groups to clear out. So I'm gonna do Kobold's newest ringleader here. Step inside. It's level 35. I'm gonna dig through my chocolate bin. Ooh. See, when you dig through, I've got all this chocolate here, right? When you dig to the bottom, that's when you find the good stuff. And I say on the good stuff, it's Reese cups on top. At the bottom, Wonder Bars, man. Delicious, tasty Wonder Bars. Delicious 60 calories worth of Wonder Bars. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. Oh, chocolate. So, this is an interesting question. Bet I shouldn't have eaten one with the caramel. Because you can skip ahead and do it the fast way. But if you do this quest the fast way, like you do Kobold Ringleader, you actually miss out on some of the stars because you have to kill some of these kobolds over here. Alright. Definitely difficulty, because the Wonder Bar is a good choice. A fantastic chocolate bar. You don't eat Wonder Bars on the regular, fix that. You'll make your life so much better. You'll be very happy when you do actually eat yourself some Wonder Bar. But the caramel's really putting up a fight. Not good for somebody who's trying to talk a lot. I will say this is a learning experience, though. Oh, Tomb of Jade! I love Tomb of Jade. I think this is so cool, where you they just become like a statue all of a sudden. I love Tomb of Jade, and I'm so glad it's back. You used to never see Tomb of Jade because it was a waste of time to put points in the monk trees. Now the monk trees are hilariously overpowered. You know, 3 points picking up 10% offhand strike chance. 3 points picking up 20 physical resistance rating. You know, Tomb of Jade, Kukendo, crazy stuff. It's been playing for the last hour and you didn't notice. I can turn it up if it's too quiet. That's not a problem. I can't tell the volume of the music. If you guys want me to turn it up, just let me know. I just put it at the volume that I think is comfortable. Let me just put it up. There you go. Now you should be able to hear it more consistently. Am I seeing correctly? Are you level 30? I stopped playing about a year ago. Did they raise the cap? That is correct. The level cap is now level 30. Along with the level cap being raised up to level 30, now when you hit level 30, you become a scion of a plane. So essentially you become like a... Oh, damn! 5 negative levels. You become like I don't know, a scion, I guess. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, you become a scion of one of the planes. So like whether it's the astral plane, the plane of fire, all these other things. And that actually empowers your character. And so I have my character empowered by the my character, she is a scion of Arborea, which is some kind of plant-esque thing. I don't know. Anyway, it gives me bonus stats, so it's pretty cool. But more importantly than just bonus stats, which, well, I mean, they're pretty important. Level 30 also has some other cool options. One, it gives you more feats, so you can kind of add a little bit more power to your character. Plus, there's new legendary quests, which pretty much require you to be level 30 because you need the new gear and the new stats to be able to do them on the hardest difficulty. Now, certainly there are some builds that can perform fairly well even on the hardest difficulty without even being level 30. A couple of those are being like the Sharati garbage build. It's pretty good. Die, kobold zombies. But yeah, there's a couple new things. If you wanted to come back to the game at some point, you definitely picked like a good time to consider it if you wanted to. Because if you like the monk class just got a crazy revamp. All the enhancement trees are now so good, people are starting to go pure monk because it's good. Like, because it's good. Not like, oh, let's just try it out. No. It's like consistently good right now. So, give it a shot. The amount of stuns you get is crazy. Really tanky. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Stars do that.
3. Stunning blow is based only on strength.
No, 1.
So if you want to get an alternate DC stun, you have a couple options. There are several wisdom-based stuns out of Monk, which is really, really good. Monks have, synergized very well with the wisdom, giving them, of course, bonus ki, so they can use their abilities more often, giving them bonus heal, so they get more healing from healing ki. No range power ninja spy. Oh, first of all, no shuriken love. They actually patched shurikens, so now they have better multiplier. But they actually they fixed the multiplier bug with thrown weapons. So thrown weapons are actually better than they were before. And also, thrown weapons are still overperforming. So I think it's fine the way it is. Shurikens are fine. Oh, I love Tomb of Jade. Look at this. Look at how cool this is. Tomb of Jade. Other stuns don't do that. Stuns are just like, oh, you stun him. Like, I could dire charge this guy, boom, and he's just going to stand there and not do anything. But Tomb of Jade's just a sick spell. Oh, God. How pay to win is it? Or can I hit max level without spending points? Have a group of 4x players. All right, so I'm going to break it down for you. How pay to win is it? It is not pay to win. It is pay to get new content. So, what I mean by that is that there are free-to-play quests from level 1, I believe, all the way up to level... Like, you can get to level... To put it bluntly, yes, you can get to level 30, the maximum level, by doing exclusively free-to-play content. Cool, next one will be... not Haverdasher, the other one. The Marketplace one, the Lord Smart Plaza. But you can get to level 30 doing only free-to-play quests, with level 30 being the level cap. And that is true. That is a true fact. However, it can be very tedious. It involves a lot of quest repeating, things like that. DDO has an insane amount of quests in it. And quests aren't like quests in other MMOs where you go to town, pick up 5 quests to do with some camp, then you go to that camp. One of the quests is to kill guys, one of the quests is to pick up books, one of the quests is to pick up weapons off of the guys that you killed, and then one of the guys that you kill drops an item, which is actually a thing that you got to bring back to town. You go back to town, hand in the quests, then after you hand in the quests, you get a whole second group of quests to go back to that same camp. You go do those quests in that camp, bring them all back to town, hand in all those quests, and then you go to the next town and do the next quest. That's not what DDO is. Quests in DDO are their own miniature adventures. So, for example, we're about to do Getting Ahead in the Lord Smart's Palace. So I go here, I click level 35, because this one is level specific because this is a special event. This is the Night Revels event. So it's you can change the level of it to suit your party, so everyone gets to participate. It's also free to play, so if you just started playing, you can do it right out of the get-go. The game is narrated in the background, and quests are personalized. The idea is that you literally go on like a quest. You have like objectives, or you're trying to figure stuff out. It is very cool that way. However, the thing about it is, oh, thank you so much, man. The thing about it is that, yes, it is a free-to-play game. Many of the quests you have to buy. You gotta buy quest packs. So quest packs are exactly what they sound. You spend some money, and it gives you a pack of quests, maybe 5 or 6 quests, or it'll give you its own like small adventure. So to give you an example, there's an area called the Necropolis, and it's split into 4 quest packs. Each quest pack is about, I think, 5 quests big. And they each give you different separate segments of the story. So when you buy all 4 quest packs, or you can buy all 4 quest packs in a bundle, it gives you a large group of quests spread across several different levels, and then you can do them all. The game is not pay to win, though. It's not pay to win for 2 reasons. Number 1, you can make characters that are extremely competitive with high-level characters without spending any money. My character is a ranger, which is a free-to-play class, playing as an elf, which is a free-to-play race. And my character, like, you can't buy, like, you can technically buy power-ups in the store, but it's not anything you can actually earn in-game. I can buy increases to my base stats, but you can also get those increases to your base stats by finding them in chests. And you can find them more consistently by doing the harder quests in the game. The top-level quests, I'm talking about things like Temple of Elemental Evil, things like that, which doesn't... You may not know that quest, but you may have heard of the actual like pen and paper module that it's based off of that was written in the 80s. Those quests will actually... The very, very difficult quests will drop these permanent stat boosts and other items you can buy in the DDO store. So, yeah, you do need to be level 7 for the Night Revels. Wait, do you need to be level 7 minimum level? Or is level 7 the lowest it will set it? I think you can do it below level 7. Although I'm not sure. God, look at that Tomb of Jade! Ugh, that feels so good. So, I also love that your name is Purify Priest. It really should be Unicorn Priest, but I guarantee that's actually been taken. But yeah, the game is not entirely pay to win. As well, you also have to define winning. The point of DDO for me is to just play the game, play cool builds and stuff. So I guess it is pay to win because like playing cool quests, I have to pay for them. So there is that. I wouldn't call it pay to win though. There is pay to convenience in this game. So yeah, if I want to level faster, I could buy an XP potion, but it is in no capacity mandatory. There are so many quests in the game, you never need to repeat a single quest in the game or have an XP potion to be able to hit maximum level. But you can make it faster if you want. So some people don't really like the leveling process, they just want to hit max level, so they can just go ahead and boom. They can like run in and just just level up super fast and not really enjoy most of the content of the different varieties of quests in the game. I don't do that, which is why I don't buy XP potions, because I actually just genuinely like playing all the quests. I like playing all the quests that level up. I think it adds some variety. I think it's a lot of fun. And there's just too many quests I really like. Granted, there are definitely some quests I fucking hate, but that's like with any game. There's going to be aspects of the game that you don't like. Whether it's, you're playing a game like Path of Exile, and you don't like the first, 30 or 40 levels because the monsters aren't nearly as tough or intricate as they are when you hit higher level. Or maybe it's just a game like, I don't know, Call of Duty, and you don't like getting you like playing COD 4 in the past, but you hated, all the tubers or the pro pipers. Sorry, everyone with their pro pipes. So, there's aspects to every game that you may not appreciate. The aspect I don't appreciate is being level 12. I hate level 10 quests. God, I hate all the level 10 quests. So there's that. However, DDO does have an interesting in-between option. If you're not sure which quest packs you'd actually like to try out, here's what I recommend for you. If you're a new player and you want to get you and your friends to just give the game a shot, the path that I recommend for you is play it for free, get yourselves up to level 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, and once you decide, okay, we've got high enough level, I think we're ready to try out the game and you want to try more quests, just go with the VIP. Going with VIP gives you access to all the quests. It does cost like $15 a month, but say you spend a month playing, and you try to do as many quests as possible. So go out there, try out, say like, oh, I'm going to do this quest chain, or you're going to do this one. By being VIP, you get to play them all, And then once you lose your VIP, write down the quest chains you liked, and then when you're done VIP, buy them. Because being VIP earns you more turbine points, so you can actually just buy them when it's over. And then you'll actually have like a better idea of what you want to do, and what you want to play, and what you want to pay for. The thing about, I don't think the game is underrated. Man, look at the frame rate in here. Oh, too many effects. I need to update my graphics card. Oh god. Anyway, I don't think it's so much the game is underrated. I think the game fits a very specific archetype of player. I don't think DDO is a game for everyone, because it is very different. It's not like your World of Warcraft or the things. DDO doesn't really have an active PvP scene, or even really a good way to integrate PvP without a lot of player intervention. DDO has a big aspect or a big focus on grouping, especially when you start out. And some people just don't want to play the game as a group, which I can totally understand. Most MMOs push you into that soloing mentality right away. But, it's an MMO. It's Dungeons and Dragons. You don't go ahead, pull up your Dungeon Master's Guide, start rolling some dice and play by yourself. No. You go, you get your Dungeon Master's Guide, you get some friends, you grab a case of beer, and, you roll some dice, and you argue about stuff. That's Dungeons and Dragons to a T. And so that's essentially what this game is. So, oh god, the Tomb of the Tormented. Yeah, having to kind of make sacrifices your characters and stuff. And another thing that makes DDO crazy, you know how you said you made a character just to disarm traps? You don't have to make a character to disarm traps. Take your character. Say you're playing Cleric, you're the healer for the group. Take that Cleric, throw in a level of Rogue. Learn how to do some traps while you do your healing. Do both at the same time. You can do that. Okay? That's how cool DDO is. I love these Tombs of Jade. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, I get really excited by Tomb of Jade. It's just such a cool spell, man. And yeah, you get points for playing. So it depends on how much you end up playing the game. So for me, I know every single quest in the game front to back up by heart. I don't need a guide. I don't need anyone to tell me where to go or what to do. I know everything because I'm such a loser, okay? I know everything. I know more about this quest than I probably know about, I don't know. I definitely know more about DDO than I know about the things I learned in university, okay? So, I'm going the wrong way. But DDO, for me, because I level up so quickly, I play so many characters, I play with so many different people, I love leveling up new characters with friends and new players, and I, of course, play my main character, who, when I hit max level, I reincarnate back to level 1 and do it over and over again. On average, I probably earn about 7 to 800 extra turbine points a month just from playing the game. Because as you do quests, you get favor, and as you get favor, you get turbine points, which lets you buy quests or other crap. So I use my turbine points on whatever, because I'm subscribed. I can't think of a foreseeable time when I will become unsubscribed. So that's just the way that I do it. But I earn a considerable amount of turbine points. So for me, I bring in a 1,300 with my subscription. That's pretty cool. Yeah, jump is an actual skill. You know what's even better than jump? Bro, swim. You gotta get some swim in there. Swim is one of my favorite skills. Because if you get your swim high enough, movement speed has a cap of 40% increased movement speed. Or at least it has a soft cap. From items and other stats, it gets 40%. Oh my god. Some character classes have stacking movement speed bonuses. Bards, rogues, barbarians, monks, they can go above the 40% cap, but most classes can't. Swim has no cap on it. The higher you get your swim speed, the faster you swim. If you get swim of over 100, you swim twice as fast as you walk. It's hilarious. It feels silly, and it is really silly. But here we go. What is your least favorite quest in the entire game, followed by most favorite? I have to say mine is Necro 3. Started not knowing it. It was 10 the night before an exam, and oh boy was I frustrated how long it took. Oh my god. What's my least favorite quest in the whole game? Ooh. Least favorite quest, eh? This is hard. I really like a lot of the quests. What are some I just goddamn cannot stand and I'd rather just not play? I just skip. I'm going to be honest, my least favorite quest chain in the game is probably going to be the Fjarland Carnival. I can't stand the Fjarland Carnival. You basically need to have a rogue, or else you don't get nearly as much experience points. I hate trying to defend Brawn Pits because you need to have like people to do it. It's one of those things where you need people to actually do stuff, not just be like bodies. And man, I hate when I like tell people to do stuff and they don't listen to me. So I will say that one is like one of my least favorites for sure. Favorite quest chain? That's even harder. You're thinking about the epic destinies and class stuff we mentioned last week. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna talk about your stream work in a bit. We're doing this stuff. Okay, last one was Haberdasher. The Pit. I love the Pit. It's one of my favorite quests. The Pit is DDO concentrated. So this is also for you. This is for you, Purifying Priest, Unicorn Priest, whatever you would like to be called. I'm gonna call you Unicorn Priest instead of Purify Priest because that's more entertaining. And Purify is still bad, but man, them Ancient Watcher Purify decks. So the best quest you can do when you and your friends get there, go and do the Pit. The Pit is a free-to-play quest. It's in House Deneath, and it is purified crystal DDO. Like, it's DDO that you then take and you gotta freebase it and then you inject it directly into your arm. Ooh, but in fact, arm doesn't work. You gotta go right through the eye into the optic nerve. That is like pure DDO. It's amazing. The Pit is one of my favorite quests in the game. You will get frustrated and confused, and it's 3D puzzles, and the monsters break your weapons, and and if you're not prepared, you're gonna lose. It's really long. It's like I said, it's full of three-dimensional puzzles, things that make you think. And if you're just not ready for it because you don't know what's inside of it, you're gonna run into situations where like, oh, my weapons are broken, or I can't fight this monster, or I don't know how to solve this puzzle, or you get separated. And it's so much fun, and it's really just one of those things that it's a challenge that's really fun to try to overcome with a group of people, especially if nobody knows what the hell is going on. That one I highly recommend. I love the Pit. It's so like the first time you do it, you get like frustrated and blown away by the fact that it's something that actually exists in the game. The Pit is a level 7 quest. On Elite, it is level 9, although I will say it is considerably more difficult on Elite than it is on normal difficulty. But if you do it on normal, you'll have an idea of at least somewhat to expect. As well, I'll even give you a special hint in case you don't see it the first time. There's a secret boss in the Pit who drops one of the best items in the game, and that's not even a joke. From that quest, a level 7 quest drops one of the best items in the game that people still use on their level 30 characters. So, and it drops from a secret boss that you have to find. So, it's fun. Go into wall and forget how to run that so you can just concuss yourself until you know what it's like to have a first-time Pit run. Yeah, I skipped that one for sure. Yeah, man. Hey, you wanna buy some DDO? Me too, but Everbright weapons require you to get 275 in your Candid Crafting, and a lot of people are too lazy to do that. I'm not too lazy to do that. That's what I do, but some people are too lazy to do that. Yeah. Oh my god, look how cool the Tomb of Jade looks! Oh my god! Look at this monster! I am like freaking out at Tomb of Jade. God, monks are so cool. I will say one thing that is sort of pay to win about it, and I will say is the most pay to win, is that Warforged are not a free race, and Warforged are also the coolest and best race in the game. Now, bear in mind, when I say coolest and best, I do not mean statistically best or have the best stats. They don't have the best stats. Humans have the best stats, and they're free to play. That's why people play as humans. But Warforged are robots, and you can only play robots in DDO. That's right. I got a sword, and I got a magic, and I got a god who blesses me or something, and I can shoot magical spells. Also, I'm a fucking robot. Okay? Robots. I actually would have been a Warforged for Halloween, but I unfortunately did not have enough time to get the costume together, so that's why we're Waluigi. You can no longer drop Everbright weapons. Cool. Good work, everybody. Bam. And there we go. There you have it. That's all of the Night Revels quests. So they are cool. They're fun. They're worth a ton of experience points if you haven't done them before. It's 130k at level 35. So just find a group who's doing it if you're level 20 and pick yourself up a good 780,000 experience over the course of, I guess that was about 40 minutes. So, ooh. And I have an hour and 10 minutes left. So what am I going to do? Cool. Thanks for the group, everybody. I'm going to take a break from this Night Revels place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take level.
Cool. And then I'm going to type in chat what I'm going to do. Yeah. So I'm going to swap characters. That was just to show it off. Get your chance to get into Night Revels. Everything goes away by the 6th. And if you have the chance, at least maybe pick up some cosmetics or something like that. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can actually pick up and get. Ooh, I can actually buy one of these. That's interesting. Do I have 40 of these? No, maybe not. I don't know how much. I don't know how many of each. Apparently I have 40 of each of these ingredients. That's crazy. That seems wrong that I have exactly 40. I have to figure that out. And I'm going to swap character real quick. We're gonna change things up. I've been playing my sorcerer a lot and having a lot of fun, so I'm going to do that. This character's pretty much capped out. I have all the items I need. The only item I'm missing is a neck slot. But doing Mark Death on cooldown, ransacking, to curse the sky, and creeping death, I cannot get any of the necklaces I want to drop. So instead of deleting my character, I just take a break from it. So confusing with the stream going in the background. Oh no! My little wrist thing fell. There we go. Let me just change character. Strimstream. Yeah, robots. Again, robots. One of the coolest things about DDO. Playing robots. I'm telling you, man. Robots are pretty good. Thanks, Ready to Snap. Make me feel warm and fuzzy inside. That could also be the booze that I'm drinking, but I think it was your comment. It makes me feel really good. I really like this game because, one, I really like Dungeons & Dragons. Like, I have the 5th edition rulebook somewhere around here, if I can find it. No, actually, I don't have the 5th edition rulebook. I have something even better. Magic present time for you guys. I might look like Waluigi, but check this out. What is this? Is this the Ebron campaign setting? Is that a Warforged on the cover? Is this how you can play with Warforged in pen and paper? Because I love it so much. Yeah, it is. And on the ground there, if I could show it off. Actually, oh crap, hold on. I'm going to go grab it. Alright, I'm going to show you how devoted I am to DDO. So, true story. I don't like books, okay? I don't like books because reading is for losers. True fact. If you read, I'm sorry to break it to you. So, reading is lame. Because video games are cool, DDO is cool, Dungeons & Dragons is cool. I don't read too much. But this book here, Shattered Land by Keith Baker, and also, actually this is the first one, City of Towers by Keith Baker. Look at these people. And then also, The Gates of Night by Keith Baker. These books, written by Keith Baker, author of the Ebron campaign setting, which is the basis for DDO, fantastic books. Some of my actual favorite novels of all time. If you like DDO and you want to learn more about the story, this actually takes place partly in Sharn, which is on the main city of Sire? I don't know how to pronounce it. But also takes place partially in Stormreach, because the game takes them to the continent, or the story takes the characters to the continent of Zendrick, and it explains a lot of stuff that they don't kind of explain to you in game. A great example is in, if you do Cult of the Six, there's a quote where one of the DM goes, "It doesn't take a Kalashtar to tell that the ogres want you to go in," but unless you've like read any of the books, like the novels here, where they actually interact with a Kalashtar very heavily, or if you haven't read the actual campaign setting, you wouldn't know that Kalashtar is like a psychic entity. That, you know, and that kind of means a lot, because it does change the way you think about it. Hey man, that's literally what I do, is play this video game. Oh. So we're just gonna do some basic leveling up. I really want to level this character. I have a lot of fun playing this character, so that's what we're gonna be doing right now. Now, normally I would actually be drinking quite a bit of alcohol during the stream. The problem is I can't because I have to work for 14 hours tomorrow. I work from 6 in the morning until 10 at night. In fact, I don't even know if that is 14 hours. Actually, I think that's 16 hours. Oh God, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Come on, Luigi. Worst quest is I do hate Faithful Departed. That is like one of the worst quests ever. So, we're gonna quit. Is there a group going? No, great, good. 20 to 30. We're just gonna do an XP run. XP 4. I would do something else that was cool, but I did all the cool stuff that I can think of. Wiz King, Spies. Gotta think of the other quest. TTT Mirror. TTT. So yeah, I'm glad that some people actually get a chance to watch stream. That's why I do it here, though. You know, I just want to show off my favorite goddamn game. Off work for 4 days. I actually am. I will announce it here, but you guys will see it. Oh God, man, I hate being an adult. Well, the thing that's nice about being an adult, and I will say this, the cool thing is, so yes, I am working like 16 hours tomorrow, which kind of sucks, and I'm gonna be working a lot. And I have been working a lot the past few weeks. I'm just buying a new computer, so like, I'm dropping like $1,300 and just getting a new computer because it's like, oh, somebody gives me a check for overtime, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to do with this. So that's kind of cool. So I will actually be having like better graphics and stuff on the stream. But again, that's like the future because I have to order it and blah blah blah. What server has the most people? That's a difficult question. I don't know actually. Thelanis is high population. The high population servers are Thelanis, Arganessen, Kyber, and Galanda. I think Sarlona also has a pretty good population. The problem is it's hard for me to say. I don't play on Sarlona. One of the ways you can check is actually by going to the DDO Discord. Dungeons & Dragons Online actually has a public Discord group made by the players for the players, so it's run by players. I'm actually on the staff there. I am a mod. If you'd like to check it out and maybe see what the population is like on your server, people can give you a better sense of it. Whoom, if you follow this link. If you follow this link right here, it will take you there. If you don't have Discord, don't worry, the link will take care of that for you. I personally use the desktop client because I find it very convenient. But, yeah. Wear that Waluigi outfit with your mom coming in looking disappointed. It's okay, my mom's already disappointed, so. So the character that I just swapped over to, before, in case you were wondering, I was playing as a Ranger. Ranger is currently one of the top performing classes in the game. Rangers are extremely high damage, very, very, very good. Right now, I'm playing as a Sorcerer. Sorcerer is a lot of fun. I pretty much all damage spells on all my damage spells on all my action bars, and I have just damage. Damage. See these fires? See these lightning bolts? Yeah, that's because it means damage. That's all this character does. I don't have any defensive abilities. I just deal damage. I cast some buffs, and then I go kill people. Because I'm a Warforged, I can cast Reconstruct to heal myself, even though I'm a Sorcerer. And because I have 2 levels of Paladin, I pick myself up 5 Lay on Hands, and then I can go ahead and be like, kaboom! And hit a guy for 2,000 damage, which is fun. But yeah, man, sometimes adults are like, blah. It does kind of suck, but as I said, there are definitely some obvious benefits to being an adult. Also, I love being dragon form because you get stuff like the dragon breath. Later. No, die. But yeah. Sorry, I was in the middle of talking about something. So I have cool Strimtom related news for those that are interested. So if you did not know, I myself Strimtom. I do have my own stream, not just here on the DDO stream, but I actually have it on twitch.tv/Strimtom, which I will link. I will link it while I loot this chest. You see here, twitch.tv/Strimtom. So if you're bored and you're like, man, I really like this Strimtom guy, you can catch me there. I do my streaming. I also have right above me my Twitter handle where you can see ahead of time where I'm going to be streaming. Really cool stuff actually going on. I'm taking a week off of work. I'm doing this for 2 reasons. One, apparently I have 12 days of vacation left before the end of the year, and I don't really have the capital to support like some kind of really cool trip because I am trying to save a little bit, and I do want to buy a computer. So I'm going to be taking an entire week off of work for my vacation time, and I'm going to be staying home. There's actually a couple reasons why I'm going to be staying home instead of traveling. Normally I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do some kind of road trip because I've got vacation time. No. No road trip this time. I have a problem with my car. So I like my car. Welcome. I like my car. You know, it's a great tool. Gets me around. It turns out my car has some very minor problems. The minorest of those problems is that it turns out there's actually a leak of the exhaust into the car itself, which is bad. Turns out when the car exhaust leaks into where you're sitting and you breathe your oxygen, you can get carbon monoxide poisoning, which I did, which has been problematic. So as a result, I am going to also have to get my car fixed. Now, since my car needs to get fixed so I can stop the carbon monoxide from leaking into my vehicle, I can't do that now. I'm doing that later. You know, because it's too expensive to get fixed right now, and I don't have time. I can't take the time off work, and I need my car for my work. During my week off, I'm going to be dropping my car off at the mechanic, because I know a guy, and I'm basically going to be saying, okay, dude, I don't care what you do, just fix it. I'll pay the money. I don't care. And so he's going to fix my car so I don't die while I'm driving it. And as a result, I'm not going to die while driving my car. But I'll be without a car for a few days. So I'll be on vacation, not going to work, and I'm not going to have a car, so I can't even leave my house. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to be trying to streaming. During my vacation, which is next week, so starting November 7th, I'm going to try to stream as much as I can during the day. So if you're a big fan of the Strimstream, I'll be doing that for like a good week straight or so. So you'll be able to catch me a lot there. If you want to know exactly when, just go ahead and follow me on my Twitter handle there. I also have like a YouTube channel where I sometimes post backups, archives, and I want to try to post more consistent content. The problem is it's hard to make like good content when I work too many hours during the week. So streaming is the best I can do. I don't know how up to date the actual server information on things like DDO Oracle is. I'm not entirely sure. Did I miss an announcement? The Cool Kids Discord. when they killed the DDO API. Yeah. I don't know. That's something that's like it's out of my hands. I can't really speak on that one. I think there are definitely cool things you can do when you have an API. If you look at a lot of the other games that exist out there, there are a lot of people that are really smart that make a lot of really cool features, things that can integrate with that. But I'm not one of those people. I'm a dude who plays video games and gets excited about stuff. So you won't see me coming up and crafting my own custom systems or anything like that. But yeah, all the populations are I wouldn't say even, but gotta walk to work. My boss apparently doesn't have a key. That's hilarious. Hey! Oh my god, you guys are the greatest. Look at this. I don't have to do anything. You know, I just realized I don't pay some of my viewers enough. Some fantastic supporters. Oh man. It sucks that you have to walk back to lock up. I do know that feeling though. Being a boss. See, the nice thing about my job, I do actually run a store. But because of the way that it works, I am always the first and last person. Because I work, my average day is like 11 hours, and then I have a 16-hour workday after. My average workday is like 11 hours. So as a result, because I'm the first and last person always to be on the job, I never have to worry about like unless I forget my key or something, there's no problem. And even then, it only affects me. I don't have to worry about it affecting somebody else. So, which is kind of nice. I don't have to worry about like screwing over any of my employees. I'm a good boss too. Bought everybody breakfast today and candy. That's what you do. You got to build up the morale. Although I didn't let anybody wear a costume because it's a safety hazard. I'm a tyrant, man. True tyrant. Welcome. Did anybody dress up for Halloween or do anything cool? Because I know I'm all dressed up for Halloween. I don't know how to integrate my like a Waluigi voice into like playing as a sorcerer. Bam. Yo, man, what if you got some Halloween costume that's got like a robe or something, or you have something that obscures your visibility? It's a safety hazard. None of that. I have to be focused on safety at all times. So, because if somebody dies, it's so much paperwork that I have to do. Oh, really? That's the kind of mustache I should have? It's a good look? I'll think about it, man. Not that I don't believe you, but I will have to think about it. I don't know if this is the kind of mustache I want to have all the time. Just all the time. Please be aware, this is not a real mustache. I drew this on my face. Ooh, pumpkin beholder. Oh, for the Night Revels event, sometimes beholders are pumpkins, so which is kind of neat. Oh, what am I looking for? Man, there's like sick guitar going on in the background. That's kind of cool. It might distract all the women and they might die. That's true. I don't want to be like the #1 cause of car accidents in North America because of my sexy mustache. I do think it would be a disservice to the population of Canada. Well, it'd be a service and a disservice. I don't know what if it's worth it or not. We'll have to see. We'll have to let the death toll decide. Here we go. Man, look at all these Warforged. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just stroking my mustache. That's right, I wrote on my face with a permanent marker. I wanted it to last the whole stream. What if it rubbed off? Of course I used a permanent marker, dude. That's like, why would you use anything else? That makes no sense. I don't know how else you would write it on your face. Like, I wasn't going to use a crayon. I save my crayons for when I do, like, paperwork and stuff. That stuff's expensive. Woo. Oh my god. I love Dragon Breath. Because your character just belts out the damage. Super cool, man. Anyway, so now we're going to go ahead and shoot this guy with Chain Lightning, and it's going to go around the corner and kill all the bosses. Bam! Die. Jerk. Oh, you assumed it was felt? No, unfortunately, it's actually drawn on. If it was felt, I would have to use like a bunch of glue, which is like too much work and effort for me. I'm not going to do that. It's a good idea, though. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the Sorcerer here as well. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I've been having way too much fun. If you haven't played Sorcerer in a bit, they're really good right now. You can get your DCs up crazy high. So like I've got 53 on my Lightning Bolt at level 21. And man, is it fun. I mean, I say like, oh yeah, it's like really fun. It's like fun. Just keep using this word. But like, I just like hitting stuff for almost like 10,000 damage. What's my Dimdor button? Where did Dimdor go? Where did I put that key? Did I take Dimdor off the bar? Oh, I did take Dimdor off the bar. No! Alluring 10. Ooh, Charisma 10. On 4 next. On 4 next. So basically, for those of you that are maybe new to the game, what I'm doing here is I'm doing epic XP trade. It's one of the ways that players like me, that doesn't have to be you, but players like me who just want to like skip through some of the higher level content. Not that I don't like actually playing through epics, but there's certain quests that give more experience points than others, and you kind of leverage that to level up quickly. By doing something like the XP chain, which is what we're doing right here, people call it like an XP run or whatever, you basically do quests that give high volumes of XP in a very short period of time, and because you could do them if you feel like it 2 times a day, it takes about an hour to get through an entire full run of all these quests, and then in that hour you're going to earn about, depending on if you're using an XP pod or not, or if you have one of them tomes that give you bonus epic XP, you're going to be looking at probably about 650 to 750,000 experience each run. And if you have like, if you have a potion going, you're probably going to be earning about 1 million. And if you happen to have a potion going, and you earn about 1 million XP when you do a run, that's pretty good, because then all of a sudden If you're doing a million XP a run, that means in 8 days, if you do it every single day, once a day, or 4 days if you do it twice a day, you'll be looking at, hitting level 30 in about 4 days or 8 days. It's not really bad. Doing an epic life every 8 days is pretty cool. Now, you have to consistently do this every day, which can be tedious and not everybody's going to like. But you can break it up by doing other quests in between, which is what I usually do. I do the XP chain a little bit, get myself started at level 21 or 22, then I start to branch out and focus on other quests. What is my spell power? I don't know. Let me look in the... Oh, I just realized I can't run away because I'm the guy who has to open the gate. Yeah! Take that, Foundry Drones. I have to let these guys in, that sucks. What is my spell power? My spell power, I have 351 lightning, 317 fire. And then I also have 4 spell power, but I don't really use it. And my repair spell power is only like 229, but it doesn't matter because I cast Reconstruct and it heals me for way more than my total anyway, so it doesn't matter. I use this item here, the Pansophic Circlet. The Pansophic Circlet is the absolute best caster item in the game, and to actually answer, I don't know if you're still here, Purifying Priest, yeah, this is one of the best items in the entire game. So you could consider this like a pay-to-win item, okay? Because it is, as I said, if you want to go ahead and get the traps, feel free. This is one of the best items in the entire game, okay? It gives potency, so it's bonus to all spell powers, instead of having to worry about, like I am, picking up a lightning spell power item and a combustive spell power item, like lightning and fire. This gives you bonus to all. It also gives you insightful bonus, which stacks with regular potency, quality, which stacks with regular, and 5% reduction of your spell costs. That's crazy. It is, as I said, the absolute best spell power item in the game. Every single spellcaster should use this item. So, of course, because it's such a good item, and it's new, it came from one of those new quests. Well, as you know, when Turbine happens to release new quests, they're not free. They're pay for. So, sort of. Maybe it is a little pay to win because you gotta pay for that quest to get one of those best items in the game. Is that really fair? You bet your ass it's fair because it comes from a free quest. Turbine recently, with the release of the Gnome race, they added a bunch of free quests to go along with the release. They added Memoirs of an Illusory Larcener, Good Intentions, and Search and Rescue. Search and Rescue is one of the best quests they've released in a long time. It's really fun. You have to go rescue, a person's friends, and all of the quests, and that quest is just, it's just so cool. It has so many different dynamic aspects to it. I love that quest. It's one of my favorite quests in the entire game. The items are amazing. The trinket that drops is probably one of the best in the entire game. It drops a legendary Heartwood Docent, which is the strongest armor you can get for Warforged in the game. It drops the Good Intentions, another level 17 quest, which is absolutely free. Is also drops some amazing items. It drops the best Bard gloves in the game. It also drops the best physical damage dealer item, the Ring of Prow, which gives melee range power, accuracy, and extra damage. So it's the best physical damage item in the game. So that's right. A bunch of the best items in the entire game come from free-to-play quests. So DDO is not entirely pay to win. There are definitely some good items that only drop from pay-to-play quests, but by far the best and most versatile items drop from the current new free-to-play quests. So they are hard as shit, though. So there's that. All right, thanks for watching Ready to Snap. It's always a good when you get to make it on and watch some of the Strimstream, and then also comment. So you get your comments here, and then I read them, and then I feel good about myself. I do like inflating my sense of self-worth, so I do appreciate it when you guys comment nice stuff. Goodbye, Golem. Now, one of the things this character actually does have difficulty dealing with is golems. I didn't take Disintegrate because I'm a chump. If I had Disintegrate, though, I could deal with it no problem. For those of you wondering, I am a Blade Forge, but I don't actually take Reconstruct out of the Blade Forge tree. I don't take it for... Soundburst. I don't take it for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is that I don't really want to spend the enhancement points in the Blade Forge tree when I can spend them in other places to get more damage. And as a sorcerer, I get the spell Reconstruct, so I don't really want to spend my points on that. to spend my points in Sacred Defender instead to pick up Lay on Hand usage, which to me is just more useful. Having access to 5 different Lay on Hands is really, really nice because it allows me to heal other people, not just myself. So when I'm playing with like a friend or something, say like a human or whatever, one of them squishies, it means I can actually heal them and keep them alive. Oh, and for the record, those of you that are like, oh man, I don't usually do breakables because it's not worth the XP, I will tell you something. I found multiple tomes that grant you permanent stat bonuses in breakables, so I find them worth it, and I will always do breakables. So I highly recommend you do them too. Oh man. Oh, gnome. Yeah, I also like the new quests because they're all gnome focused. So you get these stupid gnomes that like do stupid crap. So like in Search and Rescue, it's like a gnome who loses her party because she like didn't plan her adventure well enough. Or in Good Intentions, you have a gnome who's like smart enough to build a robot, but not smart enough to give it like safety controls. So it like goes all Terminator and tries to kill everybody when he lets it on the loose. So there's that. And then Memoirs of a Illusory Larcener is about a guy who's like, I don't know, he's trying to like write a story or something. And then he tries to kill you. Good times, man. I mean, I'd be pretty upset if I died in a story, though. You don't even die in real life. You die like in a story. But yeah, pay to win, guys. Pay to win. Unfortunately, the game, like I said, I don't think it's pay to win. It definitely has pay to convenience, though. That's for damn sure. Also, you're going to see me do stuff like I'm going to keep talking to you guys. I'm not going to get interrupted, and I'm going to be doing puzzles and things. That's not my fault. That's the way God made me. I'm just naturally good at this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting aspects to different characters. I really like playing a sorcerer, like what I'm playing right now. I find it a lot of fun. Like I said, largely because the explodey. Wait, what? What did I do? What did I do? No, that's correct. Oh, that's weird. I somehow rolled over it. I didn't even know that was possible. But yeah, I don't think it's pay to win. Right, but again, that defines your. You have to think about what defines winning for you. Like if leveling up faster is winning, then I guess it's absolutely pay to win. When I think of like pay to win, I think of things where it's like, you know, pay to have stronger gear than somebody else, something like that. You know, it's not winning. It's just like imagine if you could do raids, but you couldn't win unless you had a special raid ticket to buy equipment. Like, that would be pay to win. Because you would limit your gear options unless you paid money. Oh, it can be totally brutal. I traded your patience for turbine points. Yeah, man, I like Search and Rescue, too. Alright, so something that we talked about last week that I'm going to try to bring up here again. We talked about it. I gave it to you guys as homework, or as I like to call it, Strim work. We discussed briefly the possibility of having extra classes added to Dungeons & Dragons Online. Now, for those of you that play this game a lot, you'd know that Dungeons & Dragons Online has 14 goddamn classes. You know any other games have 14 classes? Like, none of them. And then DDO also has the freaking balls to say, you know what, there's 14 classes, but just mix and match them or whatever. Just have like a sorcerer, bard, favorite soul. Who cares? Just do it. Go for it. Whatever. Cast arcane spells in 2 different ways. Cast songs and divine magic. Whatever. I don't care. Like, that's what DDO says. DDO says, I don't care. I don't care. Just build whatever you want. Which is amazing. So as the Strim work that I gave you guys, because we were trying to brainstorm, what classes do you think they could still actually add to Dungeons & Dragons Online? And it's a very difficult question, because the last class that they added was the Warlock. Warlock being powerful, but was a completely different way to interact with the game. Sure, it did have arcane spells. Sure, it did equip armor. But their Eldritch Blast was a brand new mechanic, and even the aura that they had, while auras aren't new, the visibility and the strength of it, and kind of being representative of the class, having this thing, you know, those were really cool features that they didn't have in the game before. So adding that class made sense, not just for the fact that warlocks probably did exist in the world of Eberron, but more so than just that. You know, it really brought like new mechanics and new ways to play the game. When we talked about it last week, we came up with some interesting ideas of how we would potentially want to implement new classes, but then DDO also brings up the fact that, you know, classes aren't just one thing. Wizard, King, next. Classes aren't just one thing. If I'm playing as a sorcerer, I'm picking up, I can be a fire sorcerer, or an air sorcerer, a water sorcerer, or a lightning sorcerer. Really cool concept, but then that kind of limits what kind of classes you could add. Say you read the Complete Arcane and you wanted to add the Wu Gen character class. Wu Gen's super cool. They have these like weird taboos that they have to have, so maybe like they can't eat a certain type of food or something like that, because they're almost like they're kind of like these weird screwy monks, but as a result, they also have a more attunement to a certain element, and you pick an element and you're more powerful with that. Well, how could you add that into the game when you already have Sorcerer, which is attuned to an element? Because they broke down classes into essentially being like 3 classes, you know, you could add a Necromancer, but if you add Necromancer, well, they already have Wizard is Pale Master, which is basically Necromancer. And they already have Divine Disciple Cleric, but a negative Divine Disciple Cleric, which is basically Necromancer. So I put it to you guys, what kind of classes aren't in the game? Pretty much the only one that we could come up with on stream was the, like, any kind of psionic classes, anything using psychics. Psychic characters use a totally different system of power points, which of course is very analogous to the spell point system that you have here. So it's a similar concept, but my real question is, what other kind of classes could we add? And I'm wondering if you guys had any good ideas. Not saying that anything you say here will officially go to Turbine. I don't work for them. I'm an asshole who plays video games, but I do think it is cool to brainstorm, especially when it's talking about like your favorite game or features you'd like to see. Because I can think of things that I would like to change, you know, ways I think we could improve the game, but it really takes innovative and smart and creative people to come up with not just ways to change the game, but new things to add. You know, ways to really change it up for the better. Definitely, rather than Scion, you could almost multi-class to most kinds. Exactly, that's the kind of thing. Like, if you said, oh, I want to play a samurai, then it's like, okay, well, then you're basically just playing a monk fighter. So you're playing a fighter, so you can get two-handed swords, but you're playing as a monk, so you can, like, pretend you have this big-ass katana, and you're playing as a monk, you know? Again, very difficult to say. I don't... Oh, what the heck? Oh, pictures. That's neato. So I don't know what the answer is there. I thought about it a little bit over the past week. I really like the idea of potentially adding a psionic character to the game. You know, Kalashtars are a pre-existing race, and they in Eberron, and they are psychics themselves. The Reaper mode difficulty? Oh man, my thoughts on Reaper mode? Well, actually, if you want to know Reaper mode difficulty, I'll tell you one thing. There's actually 2 different episodes of the DDO cast. One about Reaper mode, the introductory. I think that was DDO cast 449. And then there's the DDO cast that was just done on Saturday, so the DDO podcast. Yes. The DDO podcast that was just done this Sunday, which I am also on, where we had a debate about Reaper mode. So if you want to hear my thoughts, you can definitely check that out. I don't have a link right here, which I probably should. Let me find that. DDO cast. I'm just going to pull up a link here. You can find it on iTunes, but I'll have a link to the one that I was specifically on, because, again, I want to inflate my sense of self. DDO cast. Blah, blah, blah. This one. Episode 449. There it is. This is what I want. DDOcast episode 449 is where I talk about it as well. And then on the most recent DDOcast, which is going to be coming out later, you can catch that. Actually, the one that I linked is there's me, Community Director Cordovan from Turbine, or Community Manager, and then Pat, and we talk about Reaper mode a little bit, which is pretty fun. I do like getting to talk to the people that actually work on the game about it. But to put it very easily, I think Reaper mode is going to be amazing for players like me that play this game for 1 billion hours every week and have really no way to challenge ourselves in the game. And I'll tell you one thing, I don't want to go play World of Warcraft when I want to get challenging content. I want to play DDO, and the fact that something like that might be added is exciting. For a new player and a new group, it's really awesome to have a guy who wants to use be a tank and have the shield and sword and press the intimidate button and hold monsters in one place. And it's really awesome to have somebody who's willing to be the cleric and keep everybody alive and make sure nobody's dying. That's really great for a set of new players. But for somebody like me, I don't need to have a rogue in my group because I know where the traps are. So I know how to intuitively avoid them and just not get hit, I don't need to have a healer because I have access to all sorts of crazy different healing options from past lives or understanding of how to build my characters real good. But a Reaper mode, a difficulty that will force you to play with other players, force you to group, force you to think more deeply about the way that your character plays, ooh, baby, am I excited. A difficulty that I can't actually beat? Oh, and it's not even unfair either. You got me excited. Okay, you got me excited. So that'll be good. Anyway, now I'll stop getting distracted. Okay, Durocan actually did his stream work, so we're gonna read through Durocan's post. Divine class should be added: Rune Priest from 4th edition Blackguard or the Zombie Paladin Death Knight, and a primal class such as a Shaman. I do like this idea. I do like the idea of a new divine to balance it out, a divine and a primal class, because then they could actually break down the classes. Why don't you die, mummy? Huh? Jerk? Look at this guy. He doesn't even give a shit. He doesn't want to die. I actually do like the idea of breaking down the classes like that. That'd be super cool, man. Because they already do have, 4 martial classes: monk, paladin, fighter, and barbarian. And they have, or I guess rogue? Yeah, rogue. And then they have, I guess paladin's a divine class. I don't know. Anyway, I think it would be cool if they had more. Ooh, Metal Mage. That does sound cool. The problem with Metal Mage is that not an artificer? A person who can reshape metal and things into whatever they want? Which is what artificers basically just do with magic. Damn it, I got Rayam again! But yeah, I love the idea of like some kind of Death Knight or something. Death Knights do exist in the game, and I don't mean the World of Warcraft kind. But they do exist in the game as servants. So I think that would be very cool. And Blackguard also seems very interesting. Like I said, I would not be surprised if there was a Blackguard iconic character when not Ravensguard? Oh my god, what? I can't remember the name of it. Ravenloft, that's it. When Ravenloft gets added, I think that would be very cool. If they added a Blackguard when they release the Ravenloft based expansion. I could see a shaman or something being added as well. I think the idea of having a shamanistic character would be very cool. Oh no, I fell. Where's the lever? Where's the lever? Do I just? How do I get out? I just have to kill this stuff? Oh, it was over here by the door. Let me look at some of these pics. Let's see. Gaiazo, page not found. Oh. There's one. Oh, I see. Oh, cool. I do like that you use the warlock there, the symbol from World of Warcraft, and then the shaman from World of Warcraft, and the Death Knight. Oh man, I love it. I like the actual synergy that it goes, so that it goes directly with the Epic Destiny system that we already have. I really like that, actually. Some of the ideas that you had, Durocan. Holy crap. Other than changing up the images, I really like it. I think it could be very complete. Yeah. Yeah, if you want, actually. I might. Do you mind if I steal this and give you credit, but steal this? Because I think the way this is laid out is really, really cool. I really like the idea. That's very cool, man. A summoner class would be really cool, and I would like to see a summoner class. The problem is, pets are horrible in DDO. So, yeah, man, if you do want to drop them in the Discord, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, now we gotta kill Rayam. The only way I can kill Rayum is with Delayed Blast Fireball, so we're going to do that. Because that's the only spell I have that damages him. Just going to hit him in the face. That guy I think has Ruin. I don't. So we're just going to Fireball this guy to death. How the outer classes work? Oh, okay. Alright, we got 2 down. We're waiting for the other 2. A Blood Mage or Hexile Toon. I would also like to see a character that casts based on health. I think that'd be very interesting. Like where the resource is very finite because you're obviously playing with something different. As long as somebody's in the basement, yep. We're good. Pick it up. Cool. Next is Offering of Blood. Offering of Blood. Next. Man. I would say Metal Mage kind of fits into... Metal Mage definitely fits into like an Artificer type feel. Witch Doctor feels more like it would fit into like Shaman unless you have like... Again, I like some of these ideas, but I need it to be like expanded upon, you know? Because I'm not creative enough. What is a Witch Doctor? Are you talking like Diablo 3 level Witch Doctor? Or are we talking about something... some other idea? On Oob. I should have updated this.
Hey, Strim.
Hey, we're on Offering of Blood. I just forgot to update it because I'm lazy.
That's alright, man. Be there in a sec.
So...
I was running with you yesterday on Soul Surfer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's capped already, so I got this guy to cap. This is actually your build.
Aww. You having fun?
Oh yeah, it's a fun build. I decided to try it.
I mean, I personally found it very fun. Heard a lot of good things about it, so... Like I said, it's not fully optimized for like end game, but it's also the consequence of like where munchers are the only real way to get top end range DPS.
Yep.
But I do know people who are playing it in Legendary Elite and don't have problems. It's just you're not going to be able to outburst like a muncher or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to do... I mean, it's good for support, you know, but, I mean, you're not going to be able to go in there and solo anything.
Yeah.
Now, my main tune, Micaiah, I mean, he's a mechanic rogue. That guy, I mean, hits like a tank.
Hi!
My
Utak
largest crit on
Sarganesson?
that guy is
Utak Sarganesson?
just under 27k.
I will be switching fully over to Arganesson
Which isn't
at
too
some
bad.
point in the future. When the actual character transfer service is released, I will be swapping over full time. So you'll see me pretty much only on Arganesson. But I'm waiting for that character transfer service to become available for Turbine Points, the one that's instantaneous.
Yeah, I got a
comes from the launcher,
opinion
so.
for this guy. I've got unwavering ardency for this guy. So
That makes it a little bit easier.
nice bows to... Yeah, made leveling a lot easier.
Oh, man. But yeah, actually, oh my god, I really love that idea. Like the way you
I
kind
could
of like
pretty
put it
much
together.
solo just about anything,
Ooh.
you know, 1 through 20.
I can definitely see an extra
Really
divine
neat.
class being added, more like
Group it
a
all.
negative divine class, because
Nice.
you know we have clerics which are and favorite souls which aren't inherently positive, but players are inherently positive. I think the idea of having something that is almost inherently negative that kind of pushes the boundary, you know, kind of like almost like the Batman effect. It's the hero that you need, but not the one you deserve.
And I've got my acid right now up to 320.
Did you got the circlet?
Yes.
Man, the circlet's so dumb. But yeah, don't worry, you'll see me.
Yeah, right now I'm just using the level 13. When I hit 28, I can...
I like the idea of a cavalier, but the problem with a cavalier is we don't have horses.
legendary one.
So cavalier is basically just like a heavily armored fighter, which means you're basically just a fighter, because that's what fighters are. So it's not that I don't like the idea of cavalier, but a cavalier is basically just a fighter. You know what I'm
Nice,
saying?
You know, for a little extra damage anyways.
Yeah, I did a repeat version of that build. I played it with 4 levels of ranger, 12 fighter, and 4 levels of warlock, and I did it as like a repeating crossbow build to add the acid damage and then the warlock light damage on. and it was basically the same thing, but I lost evasion and I did way more damage. Problem is, I wouldn't say it's expensive, it's just weird. I didn't write a guide for it, though. I wasn't sure how to write it. Like, the Archer build is really straightforward, and I really like it. Not because it's good, but because it's free to play, which is a really big focus of mine.
It's a fun build, you know, just to get through those lives. It's easy, you know. It's not complicated. Does enough to solo, and, you know, it's a fun build, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, my biggest focus is just making something for free-to-play players. Because I know one of the biggest concerns, especially with any free-to-play game when you first start, is like, okay, how much money are you going to have to sink in to be able to make like a good character? And Ranger's that magical class where you can play a Tempest and be top DPS in the game, or you can play as Arcane Archer and just be like a really good supporting solo-capable character. Witch Doctors use spirits of slain enemies to buff himself. That's kind of cool. The idea of like as monsters die, you can kind of take advantage of that. The problem is, again, what do you do when you have areas where there aren't monsters to kill or areas to get buffs from that? How would that work? I'm not entirely sure. Steeds shall be made. Could you imagine if they actually did add horses in and added a cavalier type class? And that would be really cool. Bear in mind, I think that would be awesome, but I think that's extremely unlikely, and I don't see that happening. Am I hyped for Dragonborn Kobold race update? Well, bear in mind, that was an opinion poll. So I want to make sure I'm crushing nobody's dreams, and I do not speak for the company. I am speaking for what they said themselves. Just repeating what they said.
Build,
is that
another guy
the
that has a build
Kobold and the Dragonborn race are not guaranteed. Yeah, there's the other guy with the White Feather Sniper build. That one is better for endgame if you're looking at endgame.
Is it? Yeah, I haven't even. What is that?
It's a very similar build, but it's basically it's got a better arrangement of stats and feat choices, and he really goes into detail of how to maximize your damage.
Oh, okay.
Like you can with my build, you can pretty much just respec your enhancements and change up your items and stuff, and you can do his build. But so basically, play mine to level 30, and then respec at 30 into the White Feather Sniper build, and you'll be very happy with that.
Cool.
Man, that in-game Link, that's legendary. Wario, get the... this is not Wario. Wow. I am not Wario. It's Waluigi. But yeah, so just to make sure you guys understand, when they did a poll for whether they should add Dragonborns or Kobolds, this was not like, we're going to add Dragonborns or Kobolds, which one do you guys want? It was, if we were to add Dragonborns, or if we were to add Kobolds, and you had the option to pick, which one would you pick? It was an opinion question. Whether they will add Kobolds or Dragonborns, I have no idea. But just be aware, they said themselves, they were simply asking a question of the community. They were trying to gather information. So, I personally would be extremely excited when they add kobolds, or if they add kobolds. Dragonborn I think would be super boring. Consider the possibility. If they add in Dragonborn, basically what they're going to do is going to take the model for Purple Dragon Knight, and they're going to put scales on it, just like they put teeth for the half-orcs, and then bam, all of a sudden we're going to have Dragonborn. Whoa, it's just going to be a big Purple Dragon Knight. It'll have the same animations, and it'll look terrible. Now, one of the things you're going to notice right away is if you play any of the base classes, and when I say base classes, I mean human, elf, warforged, halfling, that kind of thing. Even gnomes all have completely unique animations, but Shade Archai have the same as human animations. Purple Dragon Knights have the same as the half-orc animations, which is disappointing. Next is Spies in the House. And the, what are you talking about? And the, Sun Elves are the same as the elf animation, stuff like that. Of course, that one's a bit obvious, but I don't want to see Dragonborn come out and just have the same animations again with nothing new and nothing special. What I would much rather see instead of that is kobolds. Kobolds are smaller. They'd have to have an entirely new set of animations. I think they would look really, really interesting. Just from my own standpoint, I think it would be a much more interesting race to actually add to the game, both in the art, animations, the design options.
So you're saying
I think it would just be better overall.
Between that and just the way it's spec'd out.
pretty much just the way it's
Maximize
spec'd out.
the
Where you
DPS.
spend your enhancement points, the focus is more on paralyzing arrows as opposed to actual damage, because it also has a bigger focus on being in, oh god, what's that one? All my inventory slots are full. But bigger focus on being in Fury of the Wild, so you can get the better shots, you know. Like I said, it has more in-depth talking about, especially like the gearing is also important.
It's a really extensive
Kobold
guide.
Paladin.
It's a lot of effort.
Oh
to
god, I'm
build.
missing so much of this chat.
I tried it out in game, and it works pretty well.
Alright, let me just sell some
I
garbage.
had no ranger gear whatsoever.
Get out of my inventory.
Nice.
Get this garbage out of my inventory. Did I sell a ring? Nope, I did not. Good. I'm gonna sell 27 items. Just get it out so I can keep playing. Okay, so we get a water quest. Who to say we never get a? We did. It's true. We did get a water quest, so we might actually get a mount, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Spies in
Spies, I think is
house.
what he said.
Yes, I'd love to see a kobold paladin or a kobold sorcerer. I'd love to see a kobold. Link to my own stream. Yeah, Natius, I have one for you. Nadia HS. I don't know. Do you play Hearthstone? Is that Nadia HS? Strim Tom. Here you go. There's a link to my own personal stream. If you want to watch more Strim Tom, you can get it there. I'm trying to do double duty of talking to the people in game and also to the chat. Of course, chat's more important clearly because it's from the DDO stream. God damn it.
More ranger like.
But yeah, Kobold would be very, very interesting. I would like that. For which doctor drop items could be soul gems, powerful enemies. It's not they aren't completely helpless if there are no enemies. That's true. There could be like a soul-based system where they capture souls. I would like to see that, but again, Warlock already has that kind of theme with the Soul Eater enhancement tree, which I think they could have built upon more. But Cordo mentioning on the Friday Lunch Treat they're going to be starting the process of getting the arts person to do concepts for Dragonborn. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like I said, I'm more excited for Azamar and Tyfling. Azamar and Tyfling have been confirmed and are coming to DDO. So Tyflings basically being like the humans of the Devil Realms. So, and I'm gonna try to explain this just so that people that may not know about it will get the gist of the story. Hey, we're in Spies in the House, by the way. I forgot to update it because I'm lazy.
Hey, what's up, man?
But
Say that to everybody.
so, so to put it in perspective, so Tyflings, if you've ever played 5th edition or Pathfinder, Tyflings have a very different origin. So in Pathfinder and 5th edition, the way that Tyflings exist is that essentially years past, humans made sacrifices and they were basically warlocks and very powerful. They made sacrifices to gain demonic traits. Tyflings are descendants of those demonic warlocks. That's the story there. In 3.5, which is what Eberron is based off of, Tyflings are the humans of the demon realms. So there are humans on the material plane, which is where we exist, and then there are humans in, like, Shavrath. But the humans are Tyflings, so they have horns and tails because they're demons. Except, they're humans. And you know what else is in Shavrath? Pit fiends! And bearded devils! And orthons. Shit that kills you. So Tyflings are not powerful. Tyflings might be powerful, but they're not nearly as powerful as any of these crazy-ass demons. So Tyflings are basically slaves. They're slaves, or they might have small societies, but they are not, like, they're not descendants of, like, warlocks or anything. They are their own separate species. Azamar, similar concept. Azamar aren't angels. They're not, they're not archons, not anything like that. They're just the humans of the angelic realms. They're the, the regular looking identifiable thing of those realms. So, I gotta lift this beam. Oh my god, I gotta get up. No problem, man. Just step in for the exp. So that's the difference, and both those things are going to be coming to. They have confirmed Tyflings and Azamar. I'm very excited. For Azamar, Azamar's base stats give Wisdom and Charisma, and my favorite class in the game is Paladin, followed by Bard. So anything that gives Charisma and Wisdom, Paladins and Bards, amazing. And then also, right after that was my third favorite class, Sorcerer, that's Charisma. And my fourth favorite class, Favorite Soul, which scales off Wisdom and Charisma. So a race that's holy, that scales off all my favorite stats, I'm excited for the Azamar. I'll tell you that much. Tieflings I could care less. But I do want to have a character class that has tails, because tails are sick, so, you know, we'll see. Something will be coming at some point. Cool stuff. I'm excited. But yeah, Dragonborn would be interesting. I would like to see Dragonborn. I just don't know how they would do it. If there's nobody. So I'm just going to be doing trivia and watching. Currently doing the trivia. Yeah, man. If also, I forgot to say this. At 9 o'clock, for those of you that are interested, there is a very cool event being hosted by guy whose name is slipping my mind. Voodoo Spice. Voodoo Spice's guild is hosting a very cool event on Sarlona, a big Halloween event. They're doing trick-or-treats, hide-and-seeks, all sorts of cool things. So I don't want to take people away from the stream. You know, obviously I want you guys to watch me because I'm amazing and I am important. But if you did want to do a cool Halloween event and you do happen to have characters on Sarlona, I would recommend checking that out. I believe there's a stream going up of that as well. Typhoon Logs would be pretty cool. No, it's not that the idea was scrapped because of the horns. It's what they said is that it's going to take their art team. They're going to have to find some interesting solutions because of the horns. Bear in mind, they said something really cool when they made that post, and especially when when Severlin talked about it. Art team, people that work on art in DDO. I don't know how many that is or how big that team is, but it is kind of cool that there are like people working and building cool new assets and models and stuff that we can like be excited to play with in the future. Yeah, it's almost 10 now. I kind of neglected to say anything, but I'm not gonna take responsibility for that. Yeah, it's more or less a challenge. Adding tails to DDO would be very cool. The problem is, how does it interact with armor? Horns, same thing. How does it interact with helmets? They'll have to create some kind of cool, interesting system, and I'm excited to see how they solve that challenge. I'm not a video game like designer or an art person, so I have no idea how even difficult that could be. I'm sure they'll have a good solution, though. They're like a company that makes a bunch of money. They'll come up with something. But yeah. I'm out of water. That sucks. Oh, man. I'd like to see Dragon Lords. I'd like to see all sorts of new stuff. I want new classes and races. I love whenever there's new stuff coming out for DDO. What I've already said is now that my main character has Completionist, I'm pretty much just going to be playing on my main character, Stramtam. I'm just going to be playing goofy and ridiculous builds all the time. Testing out new stuff, trying to figure out these secret sleeper OP builds that may or may not exist in the past. So, like, maybe abilities you haven't even tried. You know, what if it turns out Spellsinger Bard is actually insanely good, so I'll work through things like that. Try to play the character classes people aren't currently playing to try to find out maybe there's new ways or new interesting combos you can make to have interesting characters. I'm also going to save that character for the moment that there are new changes coming out, where there's new classes being released, new races being released, things like that, to test out and see the power of new things, especially when it comes to change enhancement trees. You bet when the Favored Soul Pass comes out, am I going to be playing the crap out of some Favored Soul and trying to build some crazy OP Favored Soul type characters. Just do it like WoW and let everything clip. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. I really don't like that idea. I like the fact that there's collision in DDO. I think it's cool. The fact that, you know, you can form physical walls around monsters and stuff like that. I think it's like a unique part of the game. I don't think it's like the unique part of the game. I think there's definitely more to it. But I like that aspect of it. I have no idea what I'm listening to right now. Sounds like Metroid type music. I'm going to skip this one. Let's skip this one too. Let's skip this one. Let's skip this one. Yeah, sounds good. But yeah. Body blocking is fantastic. The fact that you can, like... It's not as important now, but back in the day, it used to be really important to try to, like, actually create physical walls between your spellcasters with your melee. Oh, just let everything clip? Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather if they had some, like, cleaner integration. The problem is what they could do is they could add horns as hair, because hair, like, helmets get rid of hair, but I wouldn't want that, you know? Oh, that to send people? Yeah, I like I said, my intention here is not to, like, steal audiences. or anything like that. I want everyone to enjoy everything. So if you want to go and check out the stuff on Sarlona, please go and do that. Obviously, I have my stream here, and it is amazing. But I will be done shortly, and if you're still looking for Halloween activities, that is a good place to check out. But yeah, I gotta support other people creating cool events. Like I said, I'm an asshole who plays video games, but I care about those video games, man. I care about those video games, man. Man. Also, these overalls, I'm gonna be honest, I've never worn overalls before. This is the first time I've ever worn overalls. It's really strange. Overall strange. Waluigi. I think that's what he sounds like anyway. Some of you might be wondering, Strimtime, why are you Waluigi for Halloween? Why aren't you Luigi or Mario or Wario? There's a couple reasons actually for this. No one's actually asked me that question, but I'm going to answer it anyway. There's a couple reasons for why I'm Waluigi. Reason number one, Waluigi needs some love, okay? So consider Waluigi. So you're Mario. Where do you come from? Well, you come from the game Super Mario Brothers. Ah, stupid lag wall. There's a lag wall here. I can't get to the quest. Consider Mario. Mario, whoa, hey. I fell through the floor. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to let this area load for a bit. But consider in Super Mario, you know, Mario comes from Super Mario. Everybody knows about that. You all played your Mario 64 and your Mario 75 and your Mario 3D or whatever. Everyone's played those. You know, Luigi comes from like some of those Mario games. He even has his own one on Game Box or whatever. You know, back in the early 2000s. Wario even has his O's game. You got that Mario Land 3, which is actually Wario Land and stuff like that. You got all these great games. Good stuff. But what about Waluigi? Well, the origin of this character, clearly they had to make an anti-Luigi. So where did they unveil Waluigi? Mario Tennis on Nintendo 64. Ooh, Mario Tennis on Nintendo 64. Good game. Oh, do you ever play Mario Tennis on Nintendo 64? Because if you hadn't, you probably don't have to. It's an old game. It's not really that good. But, man, Waluigi, good character. And ever since then, he's just included in all the games, you know? Waluigi's in your Mario Karts and your Mario Parties and things like that. But no one gives a crap about Waluigi. So I give a crap about Waluigi. Whenever I play Mario Party or Mario Kart, man, you bet I pick Waluigi. Part of it's because I have a Nintendo Wii, and I have Mario Kart Wii, the one where you drive with the Wiimote, so you're like actually like driving left and right. And Waluigi gets access to the Shooting Star, which is the best bike in the game. So that's also good. Because I'm like, oh man, I might as well pay Waluigi and also have the best car. And then also, I just think he has like this big goofy walk. He runs, he raises all his legs super high, and I just think he's really funny. He's one of my favorite characters. Oh yeah, man, the old SDK end fight. I love the SDK end fight. The fact that you had like, you made a wall of people that would stand and then in a corner, or stand there and make a wall, and you'd have like one sorcerer in a corner who would magic missile the giant, and if the giant accidentally like swung or something, it would just take everybody out. So you had to be really careful. Did we do this already? Damn it. Do this. Expect my memes license the mails from I revoked it for the You revoked it for the failed use of memes. Oh my god. Yeah, man. So that's why I went as Waluigi this year. Like holding shift the shield in doorways. Yeah. Also, holding shift, a lot of people don't know this. You can actually hold shift to block. This is a pro tip for especially newer players. So, you can hold shift to block. Now, obviously that might seem intuitive, but it's something that you might forget a lot, especially if you don't play a character with a shield. Also, if you don't have a shield, boom, hold down shift, it's going to block with both your weapons. I changed it, I don't use shift, I use the alt key, but whatever. Hold down the block key, you're going to block. The default is shift. What does it do? It reduces the amount of damage you take by a flat amount, so it gives you a blocking damage reduction. Shields have a certain blocking damage reduction that gets better as you get a better shield. But more importantly, there are blocking effects. So, for example, you can get out of Unyielding Sentinel, you can get block energy, while blocking, you absorb 30% of elemental energy. Very, very powerful. So even without a shield, it just says while blocking, you're going to absorb 30% of the elemental damage you take. 30% is nothing to scoff at. If you take a hit like Hellball from the Rakshasa at the end of Legendary Shroud, that guy hits for about 1400 damage. Reducing that by 30% saves your life in that quest. So it is very good. As well, more or even more so than just that, it works in situations where you wouldn't expect it. You can. It is a little bit of a bug. You can block while you're stunned, so if you do get stunned or you get caught in a web or something and you cannot move, just slam your fist down on that shift key so you'll at least be reducing some of the damage incoming. And even more importantly, you can block while lying down. If your character gets knocked down, hold down the shift key, your guy will whip out his shield even though he's lying on the ground, holding it above his body, and you'll actually be able to protect yourself. An even more interesting thing, your character will not be affected by status effects that come through attacks while you're blocking. So, if a monster tries to hit you with a stunning blow, but you are blocking, as long as you block the attack, you will not take the status effect. You won't even have to make a save for the stun. It just will not happen, which is very cool. So you can negate a lot of effects while blocking, because it doesn't just block physical attacks, it also blocks status effects. So those are all things to consider and why blocking is an important and cool part of this game. Remember, Dungeons & Dragons is an interactive game. It's not just about, go ahead, hit the buttons real fast, do as much damage as you can, try to get the top of the meters. This game has three-dimensional fights and positioning and, and actually attacking and using your skills at the right time is integral to making your character very strong. Hey, what's going on, Vornami? Yeah, the purple dragon shield is also bugged, and you can glamour it, so it gives you block elements. And you can even glamour it, and then put the glamour on, and even though it doesn't show up, so say you have a two-hander in your hand, and you have a glamoured purple dragon shield, it will still give you the block elements ability while blocking, which is a bug. I don't think you can get banned for it, but it is a definite bug. Am I taking build suggestions? Sure. If you have a build you'd like me to play, go for it. You can either dump it here in Twitch chat. You can also send me a message through the official DDO Discord, which is one of the best ways to reach me, by the way. Just sending me a PM on Discord is probably the best way. I do look at PMs on Twitch here, so if you do send me a private message on Twitch, I will get back to you. It's just, for some reason, it doesn't actually give me an email or a notification, so I have to physically check it, and I don't do that super often. But I check Twitter every day. My Discord goes directly to my phone, so if you do send me a message on Discord, I will get it right away. If you have anything you want to ask me or tell me. So I always take build suggestions, man. Or if you also need help with the build, let me know, and I will do what I can to pimp your build. I'm not going to call that segment Pimp Your Build, but mirror last. But yeah, pimp your build. Yeah, man, shield blocking. It's a cool aspect. I really like it. Of course, this character doesn't have a shield, but it is one of the things you can kind of start to amp up your character and your defenses. It's an idea that kind of hits you. How do you hold aggro? Guard items are one way you could hold aggro. Oh, snap. Oh, I forgot. I have to log out. I have to log to transfer over, so I'll just be back in a second. Is there a good site that has build lists? Yeah, the official forums is actually probably the best place. As surprising as that sounds, it's actually one of the best places to get the build lists. There are a lot of things I don't like about the official forums. There's a lot of negativity that can be there, especially if you go to the general forums. So be very careful about that. But in each of the individual class forums, there's a lot of really good builds. In fact, if you would like to try out some builds from your own creator, Strimstream, I highly recommend, if you want to play Archer, I have a fantastic Ranger build. This is a free-to-play build. Doesn't require anything special, doesn't require any cool any items, anything like that. You just go ahead, make your character class, and have a blast. It's a lot of fun, new player friendly. And when I say new player friendly, I mean completely free to play. Doesn't require any items, doesn't require any pay to play stats, and I have it designed even all the way for a fresh 28-point build character. Well, everybody left.
Red box it.
Cool, sounds good, man. Yeah, let me skip this one.
I'll have to red box it too.
Yeah, that's a good song. mirror. And in the event that you say you're playing that build, and you're like, man, I really like this build that Strimtom wrote. Strimtom wrote this really cool build, and I really like it, and I had a lot of fun. Strimtom, do you have any other really cool builds that I might really like? You know what? I actually do. Right now, you're listening to some fantastic music. Do you hear that? Ooh, that's good. That's some crazy ass guitar slinging action going on in the background right here. Good music. Well, guess what? That music comes from a game called Mega Man X. I happen to write another guide for Artificer, how to play Mega Man X Artificer. Play an Artificer that plays just like Mega Man X. If you happen to like those games, play it on the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation or the PC if you're playing X4 or 5 and 6. God help you if you played 7 or 8. Although Mega Man X Command Mission's some really solid RPG. I wrote a guide on how to play that too. Definitely not free to play. It requires, Artificer, which is pay to play, and Warforged, which is pay to play. I'm just gonna open the little door here. Oh, that works too. So I had those 2 guides that I wrote personally, but if you are interested in other guides, there's also more out there. That's good to hear, Browsing Monkey. I've yet to hear anybody complain to me that the build is bad, but even if you were just bored and you're you don't know what to do, I highly recommend just reading the build. Just read the Acid Era build. I've heard many people tell me it's just fun enough to read on its own. So, Swashy Sork Eldritch Knight for traps, damage, Bard, Cannon for Swash. That sounds like a really cool build. Int to damage, though? I don't like int to damage. I like the idea of Charisma, so you can use your Bard and your Sorcerer better. Oh yeah, as well. And there's actually a lot of really smart, very good people on there that can help you figure out your builds. So if you do go into that Discord thing, there is a build discussion segment. And then last of all, you can use the DDO subreddit. Some people use it. I do. I lurk it. I lurk all the DDO sources except for the official forums. You'll never find me posting on the general forums. I just don't. I don't need that in my life. You become the best at everything? Damn. Recommendation for trying your first Artificer? Dude, you don't need a recommendation. Just equip the crossbow. You'll be fine. No. What the heck? Die, Shader Kai Assassin. Yeah, if you want to try out your first Artificer build, just equip a crossbow. You'll be fine. As long as you equip a repeating crossbow and you just play with it, max out your intelligence. If you have access to the Harper Agent tree, take intelligence to hit out of the Harper Agent tree, take intelligence to damage as the spell, Insightful Damage, and just play it. Yeah, if you're trying your first Artie and you've never played it before, yeah, just try it with just pure Artificer. The more Artificer levels you have, the harder your rune arms scale, and your rune arms really are one of the bread and butter things that make Artificer its own unique class. Because the damage increases, it's very easy to pick up a lot of spell power, especially with the Pensophic Circlet, that sort of thing. And as long as you have the appropriate spell power for your rune arm, those things are going to hit 2 or 3 trucks. Hey man, we're linking that guide too many times. We can't spam the chat with guides. I'm already doing that. Teamwork, guys. So, not to say that multi-classing isn't good. Absolutely. If you play as a rogue artificer, so 15 artificer, 5 rogue, it will be extremely strong. The top of the rogue mechanic tree is very, very good, with artificer giving you a lot of really good options with that. However, I will say that playing as a pure artificer is a lot of fun on its own, just because of the very cool synergies you can actually get access to. When I say cool synergies, I'm talking about things, like I said, explicitly the rune arms. Rune arms give a lot of versatility to your character, allowing you to bypass damage reduction using magic, allowing you to deal deal supplementary damage because it's purely supplementary. Rune arms, while they do have a cooldown, they don't actually interrupt your attack animations in any capacity, meaning that as long as you're using a rune arm, you can fire your crossbow at full speed while using your rune arm. Super cool. It takes a bit of practice to get used to, but it does a crazy amount of damage. Alternatively, if you want to play, don't want to play a crossbow build, but you do want to play Artificer, I recommend Arcanotech. It's crazy good right now. Arcanotech gets like +6 to evocation DCs for no reason, so. That's right. Man, you can't mute the stream. You're gonna get berated by me. Torn down. Taken down a peg, man. I'm just kidding. You know I love you, Durocan. Gotta kill this guy. Cool. It was good having you, Andy Josh Hall. I still don't know what to call you, man. I'm just gonna say Andy Josh Hall every single time. That boss is like my favorite boss in the game because it takes forever. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look at all these monsters. Uh-oh. Oh! I love Draconic Incarnation, man. This is so cool. I love the energy burst. It just feels good. Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah. This quest is actually one of my favorite quests in the entire game. This one here that we're doing. Is he right here? Yeah, he's right here. This quest is like one of my favorite quests in the entire game, and the reason for it is because I didn't actually talk about this quest at all. I'd like farmed this quest so many times, it's almost like... No, don't walk away. Yeah, hit him for 2,000 damage. This quest is one of my favorite quests for the very specific reason that it's a kind of quest with a very unique mechanic. There's a light world and a dark world. You don't notice it, but I have this mirror here. By using the mirror, it allows me to flip between the dark world, where there's like shadows and stuff like that, and it looks all terrifying and horrifying, and I can use it to look through the mirror and essentially go into the light world. There's another game that used a very similar mechanic. It's called The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, with a mirror that lets you travel between a light world and a dark world. I've heard it's a pretty good game, actually. A lot of people really like it, and it's kind of a really cool mechanic, kind of where you have to flip in between the worlds to try to make you know, try to get through this situation here. So I really like it. It's very unique and interesting. That's why DDO kind of blows my mind sometimes. Is there's so many quests with so many unique, only one-time used mechanics that they just never use again. It's just good. It's just a cool concept, man. So there's that. Man. Also, if you don't get the vibe that I like to play Mega Man X, and I want to play Mega Man X most of the time. I mean, I do. Also, I did for my Mega Man X live, because when I TR'd onto my Mega Man, or when I beat my Mega Man X character and I got all the way up to level 30. I say beat because I got to level 30. But I did actually then do a full playthrough of Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3, which you can catch on my own official YouTube channel. I say official, like yeah, it's like somebody else that would make a different Strimstream YouTube channel. But yeah, I also have a YouTube channel and all that stuff, so go follow me and blah 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 and advertising. Nice, good job, man. Nah, fast and easy, 100K. No, man, check that out. There's a link. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, you guys bring tears to my eyes. Or maybe it's because I'm like tired and staring at a screen and I've been awake since like 5 a.m. I think I'm just gonna do one for now. I gotta finish up this like live stream here that I'm running. Cool, man. Well, it was good playing with you. Have fun with the build. I'm sure I'll run into you later.
Oh yeah, you will. Take care, man.
Bam, leave party. Alrighty, now I'm gonna say something horrible. I'm really sorry, but this is the end of the stream. If you guys had fun today, there was a million links that people posted in chat. Please just go ahead, follow the stream, follow the Twitter. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, but I really post really sparingly, so I don't know if it'd be worth it yet. Oh, God. Thank you guys for watching. If you don't know what to do now, like I said, I highly recommend you to go over and check out Voodoo Spice's event. I should actually have a link to it here, so I'm going to find it while I'm talking. Go ahead and feel free to check that out, because it is a very cool... It is a very cool event, and I think a lot of you guys will like it. Let me put a link to it. Because I'm not... this one. So if you haven't seen it, you can find the link here. It'll tell you exactly what to do and where you need to go. So, and it's still going on. It just started at 9 p.m., so that was only an hour ago. There's still stuff going on. They have the trick-or-treating event, killer costume contest, and a terrifying trivia. So, like I said, feel free to check that and be sure to check that out. Even if you're not high enough level to do all of the events, you'll still be able to check it out and maybe win some prizes and stuff. It's just good fun. It's just Halloween. So thank you guys for watching. I had a super awesome time. I hope you did too. And we'll see you guys next week. Oh, next week. Oh, it's always so far away. Wah! Waluigi. It's a good costume, man. I'm so itchy. Okay.